Late Night Grin. Also, what does that name mean?
Oh, baby, we're back. I tell you, I love this 10:05 business. I really do. It's exciting.
It's very nice.
It just we feel refreshed. We feel excited.
Yeah.
Rejuvenated, motivated, all of the above. We're fired up. We're ready to go. There's some news broke before we went live. Hangman and Page is returning, which, that will be an interesting thing that we'll watch unfold tomorrow on Saturday Night Graps. But we have a lot to talk about tonight. From new champions to standout matches. I have a full SmackDown review. It's going to take us around 5 minutes to start the program, but let's reintroduce the panel that tore the house down last week, quite frankly. Buster, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm on a bit of a hot streak right now. I've had a good day today. Got some Wingstop. Got a new job yesterday. We're going beast mode, quite frankly. I uploaded new videos today. That's not a plug, but good things happen.
Should be good if the link shut up in the chat, though. Donnie, how are you?
I'm good. Nobody told me that when you cut your hair, the back of your head gets really cold throughout the day, so I've just been figuring out how to live like that.
How short did you cut it?
Dude, to be honest, I don't actually know. I haven't had it this short since I was in middle school, which begs the question, why did a 21-year-old go with a middle school haircut? I was on a time crunch. I wanted to go to the movies, but I'm here, and I have coffee, and wrestling is fun. So let's talk about wrestling.
Did you cut your hair?
No, I did not cut my own hair. No.
So when you say you're in a time crunch, were you kind of promo on the barber?
No, I was just okay. So what had happened was,
come on,
I went to one barber, and they looked at my hair and they said, "It's too knotty. I can't go through it. You have to unknot your hair or untie it." And so I said, "All right, whatever." I didn't have him doing that. I just said, I told my dad, I was like, "What barber do you go to?" And he took me there, and the guy said, "Oh yeah, I can do this easily," and he just did it. And so which begs the question, why did the other guy just not? I guess he just didn't want to do it.
So there's a lot of moving pieces. So you're happy with it?
I am. I just have to get used to how cold the back of my head is, but I'm okay.
Okay.
But I'm excited. Speaking of new things, you said it, Joe. There's a lot of new things that happened this week, which I'm excited to talk about.
Yep, true. Both of you have done very good segues, but I was really interested in sticking with the hair. But nonetheless, as people file on this beautiful Friday night, it's finally cooled down a little bit. I don't even have the door open, Buster. I'm a new man.
Wow.
We've
How
had a
long
hell
do
of a
those
week.
summers actually last? Where it's actually hot?
In terms of span, it can be pretty extensive because my birthday's September 5th. Note that down. And it can often be quite hot, but you got to remember that they can also we could easily have an August where it's not hot at all. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a very stupid country in that regard. But nonetheless, we have much to discuss. I'm going to lead us into battle tonight with some SmackDown conversation. I want to shout out our guy Browsing who upgraded his membership. Thank you very much. Don't have an at. Said the blue brand is back. Big breakfast. MLW forever. Buster, as someone that's well versed in MLW, do you see Corbin's return as him representing us, or do you see it as a turncoat?
He's a traitor.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
He did have those contract issues we talked about, right? No.
Court's going to take him to court.
I really like the idea that Corbin was like, I can come in, I don't have to wrap up MLW, I'm done, but can we wait until they air the segment in which is explained that I'm done? Just to give it some, closure.
Right. Where they spoiled it at the beginning of the show because they edited it wrong.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. Thank you, don't have an at. Kuzu, hey look, I don't mind Corbin, but he ruined an extremely good Mello and Trick match, and he might be snatching both their chains, so he's on my list. I think that was the idea, that wasn't he's a bad guy.
Now you want to move
A
him.
lone wolf.
I can listen. They do some crazy shit. I feel confident saying this. He's not there. I don't think he's there to snatch their chains. I think he's gonna work with Trick a lot. I think that's the idea of his return is that he can be. I want to be very careful with it. He can be a veteran in the particular lane they want a guy to be a veteran because he's trained their way in their house, and he has a similar background in that he was, a real athlete they signed from scratch and trained. So I think the idea is that he's like the perfect guy. Whether people agree with this or not, we'll see how it works out. But I think the idea is Trick will be able to relate to him, and he'll be able to relate to Trick more than if they had, I don't know, like Nathan Frazier. They're just different worlds in it, mentality-wise.
Yeah.
So that was the way it was explained, like months when it first came out. That was the way it was explained, and I said to the guys and on shows, like, it was described like he was going to come back as like an upper mid heel, and that's where he started. Now, in 3 months, he could be Danhausen's like heavy, but the idea is, he's going to be a WWE veteran, which we'll see how that turns out. But I like Corbin. I don't think you have to worry about him sitting anyone's chain. The match was fun, which we'll talk about more in a second. Thank you, Kuzu. I'm going to get to Riley's comment in a second. I'm going to dive it. Donnie, did you see any of SmackDown? Just to be clear.
I watched all of SmackDown.
You watched all of it?
I did.
Okay, we're going to speed run this. I like the CM Punk segment.
He's a
Buster,
good wrestler.
he's the big man. He's back. He did a really good job, I thought, of like addressing some of the online stuff. He also did say it's going to be very bad for your Friday nights, where he said he's going to be a fighting champion. And unlike some people, he's going to wrestle on television, which means he's going to have a lot of matches on TV, including he appeared to tease a Johnny Gargano match. So that's something for you to deal with and live with over the coming weeks.
I might sit that one out.
But it was a good segment, and I really liked the way they presented the Cody stuff, where it was like, we've really killed too much time here. We need to just get this over with. Well, it was very well done. Donnie, I'm going to go for, and then I'll pitch to you. Is that good for you?
Yeah.
Sincere recommendation. Tama Tonga and Finn Balor was good. Back in the olden days when babyfaces make their comeback, the crowd would be like, when they'd throw a punch, the crowd would go, boom, boom. Yeah. They did that for Finn Balor in a Tama Tonga match, which was adorable. I liked that. I have to, however, halt this telecast to talk about the usage and presentation of Royce Keys, who came out to silence, and I was like, oh, man, bum me out. Then cut a hell of a promo, talking about how, to him, Jacob is family. Got the people on side. Had a match with Jimmy Uso that went for an ad break for some reason, and the crowd was with Royce Keys. They were actually booing Jimmy Uso. Then they did a distraction finish, and Jimmy pinned Royce. And then in the post-match, Jacob beat the shit out of him. And by the end of the scene, they did this big finish where Jacob threatened to kill Solo and was like, nah, I don't want to do it. Be there Monday, because next time I'll pull the trigger. And unless I missed it, Hobbs was not even in the picture at that point. And I was kind of just like, man, he really did. He got himself, he climbed out of the hole, and then they went, get back in there. So I don't know what they're doing with that. It's strange, the kind of bloodline side story I don't really get. The people I think do want to cheer Solo, but what is the real payoff on that? Hard to say. Yes, there was every match went for an ad break, all of them, which is a hilarious thing that happens now, including Alexa Bliss and Jade Buster. Now, I don't know if you saw this, but in a true sign of the wrestling timeline, they did the old, like, Alexa has bendy arm angle and played it totally straight, which I have no choice but to respect as an appreciator of wrestling. Like, Jade, they basically did like a broken arm angle, and the announcers sold it like she had never bent her arm that way. And I was kind of watching it going, that's silly. And then I thought about it and went, actually, it's been 9 years. It's on me, actually. The crowd didn't even know. So I thought that was actually pretty well done, and probably was the best angle Jade has had in terms of heat, rather than just walking in and hitting her finish. Mello and Trick was pretty good. Corbin is back. And I like the closing angle. Donnie, I thought, relative to SmackDown standards, a step in the right direction. What say you?
I say that CM Punk should be in the Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame. Just through one episode. Should just be in the Hall of Fame. And also,
fuck, Ibu's on the show.
The most important note of all, the big man is back. And I'm talking about Nick Aldis. The big man is back. Dude was bumping around in a suit, sold the sleeper like a beast. Folks, we're back. All right. We're talking old school, ode to the classics, all right? None of that fucking kid shit. We're talking classical heavyweight championship wrestling.
How committed are you to pretending to? I'm just going to use that word because I think we're both going to do it together as a family.
Okay.
How committed? I'm going to change the phrase. How committed are we to pretending to like this oldest match? Because I'm going to lie, I've got a lot of chips in.
Bro, so here's the thing. Right now, I'm going to stick with that phrase, pretending. There's a chance that we're going to watch it and we don't have to pretend. It might have actually just been good. We don't know. Listen, I am all the way in, though. This is it. House is on the line here, Nick. All right?
Whoa.
I'm not
expecting... That felt aggressive, didn't it? Jesus.
I'm not expecting the Cody rematch, which I actually saw for the first time like a week ago after Joe recommended it to be. Very, very good match. I'm not expecting anything like that, okay? I'm not even expecting some of the TNA classics bag this. If you can find them, name them. I don't know them, but they're there somewhere, I'm sure.
Don't exist, but... Yep.
But, all right? But he wears a robe and a towel, and that's enough for me.
It's not even a robe. He just wears like a jacket.
It's more like one of those things you wear at like a spa thing. It's just like a, it's
kind of, yeah, with the towel.
Yeah, but in all sincerity, I quite like SmackDown, mostly because it felt like for the first, obviously the women are different. I could talk about how bad the women's booking is, but whatever. But it felt like for the first time watching SmackDown, there was some sense of direction. And granted, do I really want to see CM Punk and Johnny Gargano? Probably not. They're probably not even going to do it. But what I appreciated is that at least CM Punk is interacting with the roster, which he's very good at doing. He makes it a point to interact with people, and it makes it seem like people on the shows matter. Yeah. So that's good. And
it's important we stress, like, if you were rating the show 10, it's legit like a 5.
Yes.
But, like, it did give the idea that they might have an idea of what they're doing next, which has not been a thing for a while. We'll see how these things develop, I should say. But
the Saturday Night's main event tag should be very good too, by the way. The one they announced at the end, that should be very good.
Sami and Gunther and Cody and Punk.
Yeah, because that show needed something bad. It still needs another something. But
what is that lineup right now?
It's Fatal Influence against Scream Mode for the belts. Danhausen and JD McDonough.
Ooh.
And Cody Rhodes and CM Punk against Sami Zayn and Gunther.
The chat talking about Rhea Ripley, and understandably so. I think the closest thing to an update we have on Rhea, in my view, I think it is interesting they haven't yet given us the graphic for Charlotte and Jade. Now, it could mean nothing, but I do wonder if there's moving pieces there, and they're kind of wondering if that should be for the strap. Which would explain why they went so strong with Jade tonight. So, we'll see. Hopefully not. Hopefully Rhea can be back ASAP. Obviously, the show is much better for her being there. Riley sent a super chat and said, if LNG had a dark side of the ring, who do you think will do the Jeff Jarrett legacy performance? Shoot.
Caden Lee.
Caden would be Russo. Jack, do you reckon? Buster?
Jack, yeah. Give Jack a beer
like
too.
It builds and builds, and like the audience is watching, like, oh my god, something really awful is going. It's going to be like a dark side moment. And then Jack just goes, we started the Grin and everything was going great, and then the unthinkable happened. I became a father, and it like does like a silhouette. It does a silhouette, of Jackie holding poor Penny's hand, and suddenly I just couldn't. It cuts to me. He just wasn't around anymore. We couldn't do the shows we used to do. It was just a different thing. So yeah, I think maybe you're right. Did either of you guys see the TNA Dark Side of the Ring?
I watched the first two. Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet. No.
Yeah.
What did you think, Buster? Because I know when I spoke to you, you were like halfway in. What did you make?
Yeah. I thought it was good. It did pop me how just like there was like nobody even remotely on Dixie's side, like at all. It was fucking hilarious. Every time they would cut to somebody, it was just a different sentence bearing Dixie in some way. And fucking what's the dude's name with the eyebrows?
The eyebrows, Maven.
James Mitchell.
No. James Mitchell, yeah. He goes, word around town was they found a money mark. And I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, they did. I thought it was bullshit, but it was good bullshit.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And the personal touches with Jeff are really well done. And like Jeff's great on it, but I do agree, like, it was so heavy-handed with the whole kind of, they should have just let the wrestling people cook, and like there would have been room for someone kind of going, was it good, the food though? That's because Some of the 08, 09 stuff was really bad, dude.
Yeah,
Really, really
yeah.
bad. But, yeah, I thought it was decent for what it was. Thank you, Riley. Appreciate the super chat, mate. McGruber. When was the last time Lexi pulled the joint trip? I could be wrong. But I think it was Great Balls of Fire, which is now, it actually just turned 9, that show. How do you feel about that, Buster? That's 9 years ago, Great Balls of Fire.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Great
What
match.
a show that was, though, dude. What a
It's
show.
a fun, that show's like,
Show's like sneaky, kind of good.
so what's the other match? So it's Alexa, Sasha, obviously Brock and Joe, which was like an actual attraction at the time.
And
it was
I
like
like
a
that
really
match.
big
I
match.
like that match.
I do too. I wish I liked it more, but it's good.
Roman and Braun have that cool ambulance match.
Yes.
I like.
Yeah. Does it have one of those long Hardy's bar matches?
Yeah, Hardy's and Bar. Seth and Bray are in the open. I don't remember the match. I just remember it happened. And then that the big cast Enzo deal, I think is the show.
Yeah, it's Raw had like a little bit of a.
That summer was an interesting period.
It had something there, didn't it, for a minute?
It did. The build to SummerSlam specifically, I remember being like that Joe segment after the pay per view where he's like,
Amazing.
"Look at me when I'm talking to you."
Yeah.
That was.
I was so out on it at the time that, like, it may have been good. I didn't really care.
Yeah. The Joe stuff really cool. Like when they did the monster match where it was Braun, Joe.
Yeah.
that
Rock
match
and
is
Roman.
so
Yeah.
good, dude. That match is really good.
Jackson Crosby has tweeted, if this happens in reference to Nick Aldis Wrestling, I promise to ask Joe Holbert if we could do an emergency Crosby Unleashed. So my schedule just
go.
became deeper. Thank you, Jackie. Love you very much. And we're excited to get you back in the building. All right. Thank you, McGruber. Early Holbert rating for Gunny and Nick. I'm not going to lie. It feels like a deeply honourable 3. Most oldest matches were like fucking
Professional.
really disrespectful.
I looked it up, by the way.
Threes.
What do
Yes.
you think the highest rated Magnus match is on Cage Match?
Specifically Magnus.
Yeah.
It's got to be a tag match, bro. There's no.
I reckon it's Samoa Joe from Bound for Glory 2012.
That's the second highest.
Right, and with respect, that's what, a 6 point something?
Let's actually go check that really quickly. The highest rated is versus James
Page?
Storm Slammiversary.
Oh, I don't remember that.
2015. It was an
2015?
unsanctioned match. Yeah.
Wow.
Unsanctioned match.
Buster, that's the angle where they kill Mickey James.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord.
Graham.
Hold on. Fucking.
Wow.
It's 6.82 for Magnus and Joe. 3.25 from Dave.
3.25.
I remember that match being good, yeah. That's like the blow off after they were a team. Thank you, Montel.
What a
Imagine
life.
it's just a classic. Can you imagine? Nick Aldis
No.
returns to the ring and just as an absolute, gets colour, just fights for his life.
Oh.
I think it'll be like a good match that it'll be like fake match of the year, but like Nigel McGuinness, Bryan Danielson type beat.
It'll be that for some people, but also Gunther will like take a bump off something. People will be just going, they've ruined Volta.
I miss when he was
Just
fat.
the worst things all at once,
Yeah.
Caden Lee DMing us, I miss Volta. What the fuck?
The funniest thing is like all this was a wrestler. He was a wrestler. This is so much different than the McAfee thing, bro.
Yeah, of
'Cause
course.
McAfee is-
I know people actually. I think people actually generally are looking forward to it because Aldis has been good as GM. So yeah, I'm not sure.
Yes.
So is this like a
Nonetheless-
one-time thing, or is he gonna actually wrestle now?
I'd imagine it depends on the match. If the match is good, I'm sure they'll go. He's a full-time wrestler, and then after 3 months, go. Why do we do that? But if it's, I mean, he's really good as a GM. But I know that Ibu said they were talking about like shaking up the GM because it's been a few years now in it. So
yeah.
Been a while.
He needs to.
Danhausen's going to be the GM, and eventually, gotta be.
He should be. Get him up. Listen, all
That'll
this
be good.
needs to go long enough to wrestle Randy Orton. It won't be good, but I want
you
to
want.
watch it.
Yeah, if you want.
It won't be any good. I just want to see it.
I understand that very much. All right. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about Cowboy Way versus Billington and Priest. We're going to talk about Skye Blues match with Emersyn Jayne. We're going to talk about Utami versus Suzu Suzuki. We've got a bunch to get into. I have a couple quick notes along the way. But we're going to mainly focus in the first hour, especially on the 2 title changes that took place on television. The this past week, and we'll start in AEW. Before we do, I just want to highlight again, because I know people are filing in, and as you do, please do like the stream. There's almost 90 of you here. It's great to have you here on a Friday night. Appreciate you all. Please
the early
like
start times, dude. I'm telling you.
And as far as Hangman, I don't think any of us ever read on what he's going to do. I think we're all surprised it was announced that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Tyler's guess is as good as anyone, which is they're going to shoot an angle for Wembley to get another graphic out there to get people trying to know, move in that direction. Which, ironically, and this is a sign. Sheamus. This is a sign. this is a sign of the business changing and evolving again. Evolving, the word I use somewhat for tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
Tonight, they rushed to get the Cody Punk graphic ready for SummerSlam. They it's happening at SummerSlam. No ifs or buts.
No fluff.
On Wednesday, what did they do with AEW? They went, this is the match.
That's right. Yeah.
It ain't, stadium shows are difficult, bro.
Yeah.
Should reconsider that.
There was a stretch there.
It's almost like they shouldn't be happening fucking
times
a year.
I remember vividly, I mentioned this earlier on Wrestle Purists, but I remember vividly watching War Games last year. And they had Donnie, you can check the house for me, please, if you get a chance.
Yeah.
But it was it was in a baseball stadium.
Hold on.
Bob was there. They had 4 matches.
Really,
and the show ended with Cody and Roman, they go face to face, and then the show goes off the air and they just walk apart from each other. And you hear the crowd, the stadium. You remember this video?
So
what's the crowd, Donnie?
45,034.
45,000 4-match
and that card is really bad.
And the show goes off the air and they just walk away from each other. And you hear the crowd just kind of go, "Oh, what the fuck!" And I remember watching it thinking, "Can't do this much longer." I mean, it's just not.
No.
The Survivor Series should be in front of a hot 15,000 people.
For real though, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Go back to Barclays, you fucking idiots.
So,
that's actually a good point.
Speaking of wrestling settings, wrestling environments, there was an incredible one for Dynamite. That's probably one of the coolest looking shows they've ever done. Right?
Yeah,
that was
for sure.
We all got to watch it together.
I don't know. It reminded me of those All Japan used to run weird tent shows in the late 2000s.
Yeah. Yes.
Like Kojima main events.
All Japan WCW combo guard.
Yeah. FMW too used to run some outdoor venues.
Yeah.
They're really cool.
Just to be clear, I meant they had that big of a crowd and did that. I wasn't saying the crowd was bad. It was a huge crowd. Yeah. And Bob was there.
And he likes Cena Dom.
That's unfortunate. This was the main event of that show, Kenny Omega and MJF, and this was a big debate, which we even got into, right, a little bit last week, and the big, which is the right match for Wembley, and to me, I think some people have turned it into Max or Kenny, and I think, in truth, the actual debate was always, who do you want to see Ospreay wrestle? And I think it's through that lens that you most understand and appreciate the choice they made, because I think they probably made the right choice match-wise, right? We talked about why last week, so I don't have to relitigate that too much, but I have to say, Buster, I had some concerns going in that they were going to it was going to feel microwaved and not feel big and not feel important. By the time they got to the finish line, it felt pretty fucking big to me. What did you make of Kenny's title win on Wednesday?
I thought it was fucking awesome. It's the match, the moment itself. I think I understand the concern that you had of they kind of it felt thrown together last minute, but for me, when it comes to Kenny Omega, his big matches are so few and far between now that the moment they come and he's his entrance is going and I'm like, I'm all the way in. That for me is an up investment just because I love Kenny Omega that much as a wrestler. So going into it, I was just kind of I was already hyped, and the title match was just kind of to an extent. I'm not saying that I had insider information. I just mean I kind of figured what was going to happen.
It felt like
it felt like a little obvious to me. So I guess to an extent, the title match aspect of it wasn't the full reason I was invested. It was just more so I like Max, I like Kenny, and I've liked all their matches. I want to see them wrestle. Yeah. And that's kind of my mindset going into Will and Kenny as well, because Will's probably gonna win, I assume. So I just want to see the match. I love both their matches. The first match is a legitimate masterpiece. And the second match it gets a little wacky in there, but fuck it. Yeah. Who cares?
Right.
And it, you've mentioned a couple of times, it makes so much sense for it to be Tokyo Dome, sell out in Canada, Wembley, that. for that matchup, as good of a matchup as they are, and then the chemistry they have, it's just does that kind of thing doesn't happen for wrestling rivalries these days a lot.
Right, and there's give and take, right? Because you are sacrificing a babyface heel dynamic, and you are. I know some people felt like what Max has done this year, it belonged to end at Wembley, but I think you got to make the right match, and that has to be your priority, right? So yeah, I'm with you, Donnie. We were watching with Marcus, who got so excited he actually ended up shirtless on the program. What did you make of the main event of Beach Break?
For a second, I thought you were going to ask me what did I make of him taking his shirt off. And
If you want.
I mean, listen, dude.
Whatever you want.
I'm happy for my friend Marcus, who's very happy.
He's the best.
He's awesome, dude. And Kenny's, and I think for me, I had a lot of the same concerns of like, are they rushing this? Are we really going to do this a month out? I think if nothing else, this proves how easily great wrestlers can sway your opinion of something just by having a great performance. And I thought Kenny Omega, not to take anything away from Max, who was also really good on Wednesday, but just Kenny's performance in particular, I thought was just tremendous. He's really found a way to, for lack of a better term, become an old man wrestler, which gets thrown around a lot because a lot of wrestlers go deeper into their careers now. But he genuinely has found a way to make his fight and his struggle and the way that he sells and the way that he strikes and even the way that he, hypes himself up for the V-trigger, where it takes a little extra time for him to find that rhythm and that groove. And those three that he hit at the end were really powerful. And even the 1 count, which is a heavily debated spot these days, nobody does it like Kenny Omega. It's his spot. You owe him a severe royalty check if you do it from here on out. This is his thing.
Bro, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
I made a fucking tweet that was like,
no.
Bad idea, bro.
No. Don't worry. This isn't on me. I made a tweet that was like, nobody do this spot anymore. You're making yourself look dumb. This is Kenny's spot. Please calm down. And then like 4 hours later, Ibu took the exact same tweet and got like 8,000 likes.
That's classic Ibu.
He's a
vintage.
thief, dude.
Yeah,
That's
vintage.
what he does.
But you're right.
Anyways, go ahead, Donnie.
He nailed it again, Donnie. Carry on. Where were you at? You were talking about
Ibu
burial in the middle of it. I'm going to do another one in a second. Keep going.
I just thought it was just a tremendous performance. And I think, Joe, you made the point with Mercedes and Willow, but I think it's really apt here where if you are the booker and you got a big show coming up and you're in your mind, you're like, Kenny and Will's the match. Just do the match, right? Like you have to do the match. I think the minute you start second guessing a match, it's not the right match because you should be confident in that. All right, if we're gonna sell out Wembley, which they're not, but like if you're gonna advance more tickets for Wembley Stadium, if you've envisioned Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay being the closers for that show, that's what you have to do. And I think it also shows something I think Tony's been very good at this year, which is taking more risk on television, like we saw with the Derby title win and the way that was presented and everything that's come with that. I think it's an example of how powerful of a vehicle wrestling television can be. And think about not even just the match, but just the show in general, how big that show felt, right? Because you also had Takeshita and Fletcher. You had the Women's Casino Gauntlet and the looming return of Willow. And just because you're going to do something on a pay-per-view, which is your biggest shows, does not mean you have to make your television inconsequential as a result. And I think Tony's done a really good job of finding a balancing act between the two. And to their credit, Kenny and Max wrestled, 4 months ago? Dynasty before. Less than that, right? And think about how big that match felt on Wednesday. Like it was a fresh matchup, and it's a credit to them. And
we've talked about, right? That's not, I think there's an obsession now about you got
saving things.
The first match, and it's like they're big stars, they can wrestle again. I'm with you for sure. And they deserve credit for the fact that they've actually had a pretty unpredictable road to Wembley, considering like really you could have just gone Max going to hold it to August and drop it, which wouldn't have been wrong.
No.
But considering they've gone for a more unpredictable route, I don't think you have to give them credit for they've got the match set. What are we looking at? 7 weeks before?
Around there, yeah.
Somebody said for it, right? So
yeah. And again, I've like to use this phrase a lot. Importance is attributed. Everything is as important as you make it out to be. And I think they've done a great job of. They got the graphic out there, dude. And I know that on commentary they use the verbiage as of now. I don't expect this match to be changed. It should be really fun. It'd be really funny.
Briefly. What's the redemption? What are they doing at redemption? What do we think? Are they going to do?
On that.
I thought it was Andy, but after the angle they shot on Wednesday, I think he might just do a tag match with like Darby against like Kevin and Doyle.
Can Cope and Christian close this show? My gut feeling is no, but it's a Canada show.
Who do they got?
Bucks and Cope and Christian. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because it would be the multi-team at Wembley probably, so you could do that.
It feels like it would ask a lot of them, doesn't it? To be honest.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, but then it's like
That's what the
guess
money's for, I suppose.
I mean, you could do Kenny and Mox if you really wanted to, but
that's the other factor, right? Do you? I was just writing about this for my. I'm working on my Substack gimmick again, and I was just thinking about this.
Great article on the Joe match.
Do you have, you have two different extremes, right? Thank you, Donnie. You have two different extremes. You can either do a really sports-based build with Kenny and Ospreay, where it's a babyface match, you shoot training montages, sit down interviews,
Mm-hmm.
Or on the other extreme, you can confront the Death Rider stuff, which if you do it right, you could get that out, you could handle that business, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
However, in the same vein, it could also overshadow the match entirely, which is like...
That's my thing, is like...
Yeah, exactly.
You either handle it beforehand,
Right.
and you like... You get a hold of it, because now it feels like this weird, like, I don't even know if they know what the fuck's going to happen with it. It's very weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very vague relationship they got going on there.
Yeah.
Or, like you said, it overshadows the entire match, and it's like they kind of have to be present for the match. Like, that whole situation kind of has to be there if you're going to do it. Or you just make yourself look really stupid. So, like, I don't know. I have no idea.
I feel like the most important, at least for me, because again, if you're a fan of the story, I think the most important thing right now is you have to get I think Will Ospreay's still super. This is not an indication of his stardom or his popularity, but I do think in storyline there is a lot of work to be done to make me think, because like 6 months ago I would have been like, oh yeah, Ospreay should just clearly win this match. It's Wembley, it's the big moment. Like that's what the way that they presented this Death Rider story. I'm not so sure that I'm like as confident. Just give Will the belt and let it like again. We talk about a lot with Kenny. How many more of these do we have? And again, it's just bump cards and all that stuff.
I agree. They can't beat Will Ospreay, bro.
I'm not saying Will. No, I think Will should win, but I'm just saying like you have to do. I think there's a lot of
you want them to make you,
like really feel it, because it's like
I also like, like just by virtue of putting him in the Death Rider, just kind of cool him off in terms of like his reactions and everything. Yeah, it's just I really wish that they just didn't do this, to be quite frank, but we're here now. So I would rather them just have the Death Riders kill Ospreay and then just end it. I don't know. Like, just act like it didn't happen.
We've talked about it, but
I
like
hate it. I really do. I'm sorry.
That could be the Wembley ending, dude. Like, the ending could legit be Ospreay wins the belt and they kill him.
Have it just be the redemption ending if you really want. Like,
that's it could be the redemption main event, couldn't it?
Do Kenny and whoever, and then just have the redemption main event be Mox and Ospreay or something.
I mean, it definitely has us guessing as to how they're tying up loose ends, because we've done it on this 2 weeks in a row and we have no clear thought or
answer. That's the thing, is like, I have no fucking idea how they handle it at all.
Yeah.
The other element now is we have an MJF thing here at Wembley. Like, he's got an open spot now. Is that going to an Andy match, or are they doing just have Sheamus wrestle everybody? Just a casino gauntlet, everyone wrestles Sheamus.
I'm not sure, because they have
Grand Slam Mexico's like 3 weeks before all in.
Right. Andrade's hard to guess, because that feels like it should be like the Andrade show.
It has to be. But also, you should probably get a Kenny title defense on there. Maybe they do Kenny and Andy at Grand Slam, because I feel like you got to give that crowd a Kenny match.
That seems like the most natural place to do it, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, Andrade's got himself in a really good spot, which is nice. So, it's an interesting one for sure. To circle back to the match itself, you mentioned the 1 count. You know, we had a long conversation a week or so ago about how, like, there's no set rules, right? There's no like uniform right and wrong on how to do these things. And I think that spot was a great example, because if you just wrote down what happened and it was like low blow, belt shot, 20 minutes into a match, 1 count, you kind of go,
yeah.
And listen, it didn't work for everyone. I know there were people that watched it and went bullshit, but I think most people's reaction to it was one of like, let's go.
Dude, listen to the way that the crowd came alive for it, dude. That's what it's about. That's the magic. In
the same way, if you explain to me the Ospreay part of it, I'd be like, that is just no. I actually think the Ospreay thing worked because it made the people believe it was the finish even more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because he was out there, like, how many guys, you see a running, you're like, this is the finish. That's why I think he had...
They've trained you.
Right, if it was like he pulled the buckle, the referee turned around, belt shot, I don't think people would pull it. Ospreay's standing on the ramp. Like, and you already have the doubt of, are they really going to do this on TV?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even in my head, as someone who was convinced Kenny was winning, I had the process of like, okay, maybe they're going to do this as the finish, and then the deal is that because Will cost Kenny, he like gives him, like somehow he gets another shot or something, something to that effect.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make any sense, but it does capture kind of the process of like the tapped in wrestling fan even kind of going, well, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Are they about, and boom, they blew for the 1 count. So yeah, it was very, very well done. I think it was, and I like their Dynasty match, but I think it was considerably better than Dynasty. It's been a long time since I saw the Collision match, but I think this is the one you'll remember when you think of Kenny versus match, right? Most likely. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, very, very nicely done to close a strong episode of Dynamite. That Dynamite honestly had more rough edges than your memory suggests because it ended so triumphantly. But wrestling is broad strokes, isn't it? So it's, it's like, it is what it is. I do want to make a quick note. This is not a criticism because the match was really good. But I think Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita are two of the most talented wrestlers. Full stop, end sentence, right? They had a really good match. I would like to see them just add a little bit of individual sizzle and color to some of their bigger matches. And the reason I say this is I think they're both terrific wrestlers. I want to stress for the third time, the match was really, really good. When I thought earlier about what it was that's registered for me in the match, there wasn't a great deal that stood out in my mind. Now, that may be a reflection of me. That isn't a reflection of everyone's experience. But I do think they're so good, they can have matches that are a little bit more challenging and a little bit more distinct in style at this point, because they're both guys now that have been wrestling main event matches for some time, right? So I wanted to highlight. Oh, the match was really good. I mean, we had a hell of a time. It had a great finish. I know that. The brutal brainbuster.
Yeah.
But am I making sense here? Just a little bit of sizzle, a little extra individualism.
Yeah.
The finish is the main thing that really sticks out to me, honestly. Like, there's not much else that... Again, it's a good match, but slightly a case of empty calories for me.
Right. Great action, right?
Yeah.
Great to watch, but you definitely left it going. Donnie's first thing he said was they got better in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I want to be very clear about this. It was a TV match.
Right.
Of a more expansive rivalry.
They're going to wrestle again. Yeah. It was just a broader thing because I think they're both so good.
Yeah.
And I think there's definitely room to do stuff that's more daring in terms of like layout, I guess would be my thing.
Yeah. Shout out Tommy Champ too, by the way. Incredible performance on Wednesday. Just want to shout out Tommy.
I think it's actually a really good. I agree, Donnie. But it's actually a really good point. I do think Kyle has room to emphasize the healing that made him really stand out a couple years ago or 18 months ago. I think he's veered a little away from it. And I want to be clear, he's still in good form. But Buster, he was a real prick 18 months ago, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was also like, it feels like he doesn't. I mean, I'm literally just echoing Rob's point. It actually feels like he just doesn't do any more healing. Like,
definitely less.
He does interact with the crowd. He does all that kind of shit. But like,
it's not like stooging or anything.
Yeah, he's not doing anything that like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It feels like he's very particular about his work in a way that I almost feel like that was like the game plan was that they feel like he's outgrown that maybe.
Which feels weird.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb.
But you agree, like it would be weird if he like got really into it and then suddenly was like, yeah, I'm kind of good on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just wondering if it's like
don't
sell too much. Like you're a top guy. You know?
Outside of wrestling or like outside of like matches, I mean, I think he cuts a good heel promo and he has a face that is really punchable, so that's nice. Yeah. But when the match starts, it does feel like he's just like, it's time to fucking do moves, bro.
He's definitely more action centric than he was 2 years ago. 18 months ago, definitely. Yeah.
I have noticed too in a lot of his matches that like the babyface comeback on him doesn't really hit because he doesn't like it doesn't feel earned as much as they did in, like you said, 18 months ago, because he's not doing anything that like makes you want to see because it's not really a comeback in his matches. Like it's just very back and forth, seesaw, go.
Which
So,
it's worth noting, Donnie, right? If you're going to watch guys go back and forth, he's near the top.
He's among the best of the world for that, yeah. But it's just, it doesn't. I think what really, at least for me personally, when he really broke out as a heel, was he felt so different to every other action go guy on the show because that felt built to. Now it kind of feels like he's just blended in with everyone else, which is fine. He's great at it, but
right, yeah. And to be clear, we're probably being dramatic, but I think the point has. I think there's something to it. There's something to the idea that his style was a little more distinct before, and him and Takeshita I think have better in them. But it was a really good. I mean, they had a hell of an action match. There's no doubt about that. Our friend Colt said, "Just saw Trick's new babysitter. That rocks." Thank you, Colt. Appreciate you very much, folks. We still have an awful lot of grinners here. If Bob was here, God rest his soul, he would demand you smash the like button, wouldn't he? That would be. He did some posts on, it just all went wrong,
The Mercedes one.
Yeah, that was the one.
He did the CEO dance, and it's just all wrong.
Dynamite, good. Willow Nightingale back, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Won the casino gauntlet within 2 minutes of entering. What a fucking beast.
Yeah, and I saw something about I saw some debate about how abruptly she won, and I was like, oh, that's the best thing about it.
Yeah, dude, I didn't.
Yeah,
she was the top star in the match. She should win that way.
I don't know what would be added by someone else coming down and her doing, back and forth.
She was better than everyone else. She beat their ass.
Don't worry, man. Yeah, she fucking after the match, she got her ass beat. Don't worry, the struggle's coming.
Yeah, I wasn't big on that, but I'm glad to see her back. Let's jump to Mondays over on Netflix. They did a deal that was very controversial. Very, very controversial indeed.
Pussy.
CM Punk made his return after a few months of mystery and confusion and debate, and he left one night after losing the world title and returned and immediately reclaimed gold, and in fact actually traded up, right? He got the real belt.
Take that, Rome.
He beat Sami Zayn in a bait and switch deal where they advertised Cody and then it was Punk. And I've had a lot of time to think on this. And we're going to talk about the match in a second. There's a lot of time to think about it. I spent a couple of hours earlier writing about it. And I want to be clear that I have no interest in policing the feelings of fans. If Sami Zayn's your favorite wrestler and you're mad about it, I totally get it. However, trying to be somewhat analytical, I actually think it was quite awesome.
Yes, let's go.
I'm biased.
Because but I'm not even that. It's like, I really try to think about it. And we'll get to the match, which I have a lot to say about. But Sami Zayn, everyone was happy Sami Zayn won the belt for Sami Zayn, the person, right? The character Sami Zayn has been a guy who has developed a sort of Brett-like victim complex and has complained a lot and has whined a lot. And if that is his character, it feels like he gets more mileage out of losing this way than being a fighting champion just because and losing like a babyface match. And again, you could have done it 2 weeks from now. You could have had him get a defense. I get it. I'm not saying it's perfect, but Donnie, do you get where I'm coming from? Where they ended up, for all the creative woes they've had this year, I actually thought this was more on point than most of their stuff. I was pretty good.
This is one of the coolest angles they've done in a year and a half. I thought the entire show-long mystery of all this comes in, he's on administrative leave. Pierce is what the fuck are you doing here? And all it's don't worry, I'm going to make sure they get a match. And then they have that little jaw-jacking back and forth. And all this is while you were leaving voicemails, I was actually getting shit done. Sammy's going to defend the belt. Sami the whole night is oh man, I wish I could have defended it, but Cody's just not. And I think, dude, I said this I think I said this last week, and I've definitely tweeted about it. I think outside of CM Punk himself, I think Sami Zayn's been the best thing in WWE all year, especially from a character perspective. I think he's done a tremendous job in this role. And I thought he did a great job of throughout this show, you can see him come to terms with the fact that, oh my God, I'm actually gonna have to defend this belt. And I'm fucked. I can't get out of it. As we see him in more segments, he starts off the night, he goes up to Cody, he's I'm gonna beat you because I already did once, I can beat you again. Then as it progresses and he realizes wait, who am I wrestling? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And he goes out there, and the perfect thing is they're milking it, right? Because everyone knows it's Punk. They're milking it. And he takes the title and he looks at the camera and he goes, I don't care who it is. I'm still going to be and then it immediately cuts to Punk. And obviously they don't show Sami, but you can just feel in that moment. He's like, oh,
the wall's closing in.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And what a great arrival
Because-
for Punk, dude.
Donnie, tell me, because you watch closer than Buster and I, right? Am I wrong in saying, like, the last real good guy is, like, he's a fraud?
Oh, dude, it's a total sham because his whole thing is that, like, he thinks this all obviously started with the Trick Williams stuff, right? Where people thought that he was screwing over Melo and Trey. And it was just sort of like meta thing of like the crowd started to, they didn't like him. They weren't as warm to him. And so he kind of turned that into like, well, I haven't really done anything wrong in kayfabe. I'm just kind of winning matches that are I'm getting opportunities and I'm taking advantage of them, which makes the fact that he lost because a guy got an opportunity and took advantage of it, and he's this angry about it. He's a hypocrite. That's literally all he is. At the end of the day, Sami Zayn is a hypocrite. The same things that if Sami Zayn, the character, had the same exact opportunity that CM Punk was given, he would have taken it and he would have ran with it because that's what you do.
We're going to go back to this. Before we do, I want to throw out Buster, who I'm not going to ask you to analyze any of this, actually. The match will do it a bit, but you don't give a fuck about any of this. Who shot John? Who's good? Who's bad? You just, the big man is back. Give me the. It's not the first time I've said this on a podcast. Give me the perspective of the CM Punk cam.
I'm happy that he's on top, brother. I like that's literally all I care about is like it's not like I don't know. I'm just like I can watch title matches in the World Wrestling Federation and know that like I'll at least like them to an extent.
Well, I mean, in fairness, it's like people can kind of go, he just comes back and wins, but the best their TV was this year, as
was
far
with
as
him as the best.
was with him as just a wrestling world champion. So like,
yeah,
I don't think it's. And I really want to be careful with this because I don't want to sound like I'm on fucking the Ringer talking about the great WWE creative because I think you guys know where I stand on that. But like, we all agree SmackDown's been terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If they've decided the solution is to reset with CM Punk as a fighting world champion, I have to say that's a pretty good choice.
There are worse ideas.
Yes. Now,
in fact,
is it a
every other
short-term solution? Yes, but sometimes you need to cover the fuck. You need to put a band-aid on
figure out
some
the rest
shit.
of it.
Yeah, like it's. I don't know. I just don't really get. Again, I want to be clear. If you're a Sami Zayn fan, feel whatever you want. It's wrestling, but like, I don't get the analytical negatives to this. I guess would be my thing. I also think there's a lot of avenues you can go from here with Sami as a character that actually, fit what he's doing and the story he's telling. Now, this is very important. We stress this. This is not to suggest that him losing this is actually going to be this great thing for him, and next Mania he's going to close the show with as world champion. Like, I think it's pretty obvious he's slotted where he's slotted.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's going to be slotted, this should allow him to do some really good TV. And I believe, and we'll get into some fantasy booking here that I was running by Montel WP earlier. I believe there's an opportunity here. Because to me, there's another guy on the show that Sami has been yelling at and talking to all this time who is exactly in line with him in terms of being a good guy that I think the people are ready to boo. And I think if they do something with a disillusioned duo of Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn, I think they could actually have something pretty strong on the television. And then you could do Punk and Friends versus Cody, Sami, and others. I just really think there is an opportunity here to kind of pull the Band-Aid off, confront the elephant in the room. We're tired. We're tired of Cody somehow lucking his way into wins, and it ain't his fault, but people are ready to boo him, And so, listen, is he going to go for it? I don't know.
No.
But I think it's a good idea, Donnie.
Dude, it's a great idea. I've been seeing the question all week of who should turn heel, Punk or Cody. And to me, I'm like, there should be obviously it should be Cody. I think turning CM Punk heel in 2026 is like a suicide mission. Like there's no winning. It would make
it worse for Cody.
Yes. And also like, because here's the thing. A, they wouldn't boo Punk anyway. And B, CM Punk is a fucking awesome heel. Why the fuck would you do that to Cody?
Yeah.
Cody as a babyface is not better than CM Punk as a heel. There's no outcome where anybody other than CM Punk wins in that scenario. But I never even thought of that, of Cody and Sami as like a disillusioned team. For some reason, when I thought of Sam, I immediately thought of him feuding with Balor. For some reason, that like made sense in my head, a Sami Balor program.
Oh, you just said, get him right back to where he started, brother.
Yeah, right. Just something. To me, like, I think that, again, you mentioned it, like, SmackDown's been the shits for like a year. Like, what else? They've tried a litany of things. None of it has worked. I think reverting back to something that clearly has been the most celebrated thing you've done all year, and CM Punk is the champion. And again, he did a great job of that with the promo tonight, where he specifically called out a lot of people on the roster, right? So people that he had wrestled before, like Gunther and Finn, and even some people that, again, their booking wasn't any good tonight, but Powerhouse Hobbs, that's a name he brought up, which is at least something. I don't know what it'll lead to, but it's something.
Well, that's the idea, is if you do a Cody unit, it's like if you did Cody, Sami, like Ricky, and someone, you know, I said Hobbs earlier, but I'd keep Hobbs as a babyface.
Hobbs should be babyface, yeah.
Then, Buster, I know you've seen Collision. Then you do Punk and Friends, right? So then you go, okay, maybe Trick can team with Punk, maybe Mello can team, and suddenly like those guys grow in stature a little bit. And I just, you know, I think there's some opportunity to do some compelling wrestling television here around this Punk Cody thing. And I know everyone's obsessed with the age thing right now, and I get it. They need new young guys on top. I agree.
This is a good way to get there, though. If you
CM Punk is not inherently a problem because he's an older fellow. That's just not. We're not. That's just, to me, that's like baby out with the bathwater shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't gonna solve it, bro.
No.
Like,
no. Especially when he's still this good.
Right. Speaking of such, let's talk about the match. Buster, this would have been your first Monday Night Raw match since 1-2-3 Kid beat Razor, right? How long do you this been, genuinely?
Probably the last Sami Punk match.
That's awesome. So this was a different type of match, right?
Yeah.
That match was meat and potatoes television wrestling, and it has to be stressed. It was the first CM Punk TV match of his return run, I'm pretty sure. I think.
What, the Sami match last year?
Yeah.
Last year?
That was his first TV match back, I'm pretty sure.
No, because he worked Rollins on Netflix.
Oh, damn.
What matches did Punk have earlier this year?
He worked
Finn Balor. You watched Finn Balor.
Okay, it was Finn then.
No, you're right. My bad. The reason I didn't remember the Sev match, it wasn't because the match was fine, but it was just because I didn't think that was TV because it was the big Netflix. The Sami Zayn match.
It's his first traditional television match. It was on literally the day of.
Wasn't it also booked like on the show it aired on? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. It was a chain birth qualifier. That's right. Okay. Yes. Either way, the point is, that was me and Potatoes TV wrestling. This was more bombastic, right? They had a hell of an atmosphere. What did you make of this, Buster? Because this had some very big and loud ingredients. I'm intrigued what you made of this upon taking a look at it.
I watched it twice.
Yeah.
I watched when I was a little tired, and it didn't capture me the way that I wanted it to.
Yeah.
And then I watched it after I had some good sleep, and it still didn't really capture me the way that I wanted it to be totally honest. I liked their first match. Not like way more, but I like it more.
It felt like more your kind of match, the first match. Yeah.
It's not bad. Their work is fine. Like, it's not the cleanest thing in the world, but it's good. And yeah, the atmosphere is good. There's some good moments in there, but it's not something that I was like, super into. It maybe didn't help that I knew the result going in because I didn't watch it live, right. So it wasn't like I wasn't invested in my guy winning at all. I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, So I think we're going to have like 3 levels of this because I think you're like here, I'm here, and Donnie's here, which is awesome, and that's good for the show. But like, I do prefer the first match, which I wasn't already the highest on, but I think this match was a blast with the crowd and the vibes. And again, to your point, watching it live, it did have more juice. It definitely did because it was fair. Like, because you got to remember too, when you do an impromptu match, the people are kind of going, are they going to do a short match? They're going to do an angle? And they had like a 20-minute match, right? Mm-hmm. I would like to see CM Punk, you can flare the gimmicks, Buster. I would like to see him police himself a little on falsies.
Yeah.
Because he has gone a little nuts with that stuff, and I think there's room. I think he's honestly way better than just doing like, I'll now hit you with a haluva kick. And he's kind of leaned that way in recent
I
times.
do want to.
Yeah.
I don't watch the product very much.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
it does feel like when I watch their matches, there is a lot of finisher stealing going on. Am I crazy?
You were not.
It feels like every time I watch.
I don't know.
I see
Who
it
else
at
does
least
them,
once.
Donnie? Because I'm not the best person.
Seth does
them.
them.
Yeah.
Roman doesn't really do them.
That's one thing.
Right.
I have to
Right.
defend Seth Rollins on this, who gets a lot of shit on this telecast, especially when Oracle's here. He was in the chat earlier. Oracle, watch it. Do you remember when Punk and Seth wrestled, when they did a bunch of false finishes?
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, here goes Seth Rollins again, woken up. Punk has done a ton of falsies in every match since then.
Yeah.
So, and again, I liked the match, but I do think it was bigger and louder, I think, than our personalities, Buster, right? I think we preferred when it was just sort of, that was nice.
Yeah.
But, it's an interesting one for sure. Donnie, you watched it live on the air. You were the high man on our channel, not across wrestling, because a lot of people love this match, and understandably so. It was a hot one, and I have things to circle back on later. But Donnie, I want to go to you. This worked more for you than it did us, it seems, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna quote my friend Colt, who's in the chat. This will pop up. He replied to me as soon as I posted my rating and said, "Are you on drugs?" To which I said, "Kinda." Yeah, I thought this match was awesome. And again, obviously the benefit of being live and getting to watch it with everyone was really, really cool. And the sort of show long, I don't want to say mystery, but I guess for lack of a term, mystery of like, oh my God, it's Phil. And then finally getting man, I don't know. It's hard not to get swept up in these crowds. And again, like we talk about it a lot. I think atmospheres make fights in wrestling. And I just think it was such a different, you can't deny, like wrestling just feels different with Punk, especially the WWE.
Agreed.
Like you can tell immediately, holy shit, they missed this guy the last 3 months because it just felt. And it also helps that I thought that show top to bottom was really bad. And so to go from a show that I didn't like at all to like watching two of my favorite wrestlers of all time wrestle for 20 minutes in the main event for the world title was like spellbinding for what we were experiencing. But I thought, the thing that really strikes me about these guys particularly, and why I think I actually slightly prefer this match, but it's actually not that big of like a gap. It's pretty close, was they have a great sense of escalation and drama in their matches. And yes, I do agree with Buster that the falsies get a little crazy. A little's actually being nice. They get crazy.
Yeah.
But I think this is another example of nothing in wrestling exists in a vacuum. It's all personal and it's all context, right? And so,
of course,
in that setting, it worked for me because of what I was experiencing while watching it. And so, I just thought that because it also allowed, what I think really separated this match from the first one is there was a clearer dynamic, right? In the first one, it was babyface. Punk was a little meaner towards the end when he was talking shit before the finish, but this one was more clear in that Sami was the bad guy, and towards the end, he gets really mean. He's slapping Punk, he's talking shit, and he's getting really scrappy, and the match is getting ugly. And I think that really allows for Punk to tap into what I think is probably his best attribute at this point in his career, where, you know, obviously physically, again, the guy's been through a lot. His mind for wrestling is still really sharp, and he has a great way of sort of, I guess, mixing the real life reality of where he is physically into his matches, where, yes, you can say it's just, he's not doing it intentionally, and I don't want to be the guy that's like, it's bad on purpose, because I don't even think it's bad. I just think there is an element of genuineness when Punk is wrestling, and it doesn't look as clean, because that's just Punk, right? He's just throwing shit at the wind, like the haluva kick setup where he ducked out of the way because Sami chases after.
I actually liked that. Yeah,
I did too, because it was like, it makes the spot feel more real, right? And that like Sami caught him, and he's like, oh shit, I gotta move, but he didn't have the time to properly. It's like things like that where even if they're not intentional, they're little wrinkles that add something. And I thought the selling from both guys towards the end, especially when they were trading punches on their knees, was really, really great. And I appreciated how physical this match got. Like this match was, they were beating I mean, you saw Punk's eye to night on the broadcast. Like these guys were really beating the shit out of each other. And it was really, really fun. And it's just nice to see these guys wrestle. I think these have been the two best guys in the company all year. And on a show where, you know, especially now, you don't really get these sort of big room expansive quality television matches from the company anymore. They don't really, that's not really their bread and butter. They're kind of just in the sweet spots with like the mid-card guys. To see top guys, and Sami, listen, for whatever you want to say about him holding the title for 9 days, all that stuff, I thought in this setting, he felt like a top guy. He felt like a real heel world champion fighting for the cause that clearly is not the right cause, but it's the cause that means something to him. And in this big room, I thought he shined. And I thought the match was awesome. So, yeah.
It's, you know, we're going to say this a lot as we talk more about the wrestling, is we can only speak to our experience.
Yes.
Buster and I both said we liked it. I liked it more than Buster because I watched it live, I think. If Buster watched it with me live, he would have been where I'm at, which is good. I liked it. Everything you just said registered to me as a thing that happened. You just had a different reaction to it and a different experience with it. And all you can do is speak to that. I know for a fact, I saw Jake in our chat, who's a Full Sail Behind legend. I see Richard just said, this match really scratched an itch for people. May, our beloved May, was, I mean, he was in a real state.
Me and him were just fucking doing pick and rolls on that broadcast. Sick.
It's like, to me, I don't think you have to pull punches when explaining when explaining how much you were into a match that had a whole arena popping and has gotten widespread acclaim.
And he did the Money in the Bank callback, dude. Like, it's my favorite match ever. He did the Kiss. It was sick, dude.
Context definitely does matter because I watched that match. Buster hasn't watched Raw at all outside of Punk. This was very pro wrestling on a show that can be really, I think, wherever you hear SmackDown, which can be awful, SmackDown does have things that are the pro wrestling type of shit, you know?
Correct.
Like, that was shit. It was pro wrestling. I do think Raw, among major wrestling shows, is the thinnest on, like, wrestling things and happenings. It feels so pristine and produced and monetized and commercialized. This did feel like some wrestling shit, right? The babyface showed up. They went out there at a match. They hit each other hard. They were personal. They were prickly. They were aggressive. The more I talk about it, the more I like it.
This is a great point that I want to bring up too. And Joe, you just kind of touched on it briefly. I think for me, this is just so dissimilar to what we've become accustomed to seeing. Like, I use an example a lot. Cena Cody 2 at SummerSlam, right? What was the conversation going into the match? How are they going to fuck this up during them? Obviously, they fucked it up after, so they did it anyway, but they waited at least, right? The whole Punk and Gunther at SummerSlam, same thing, right? How are they going to find the way to convolute this at the end? We're going to get a great match for 20, 25 minutes, and they're going to find the way to fuck this up at the finishing stretch. To have a match that legitimately was as clean as it gets in terms of it started, it happened, it ended, somebody won, somebody lost. It legitimately felt like watching just a completely different company. And it was, again, and we talk about, I think that's the beauty of doing something like this where we can all watch the same thing, but there's a wide ranging of opinions, even if generally we all overlap. And I think that's the cool thing about wrestling. These things don't have to exist in a snap, like in isolation. Everyone, we could all be watching the same thing and not think this, like, it's cool. I don't know, like, wrestling is one of the few mediums. It's cool.
It's not. I mean, this is just how it should be. It's just we watch things and have different experiences with them. It's just people are insane.
It's cool, dude.
But nonetheless, I couldn't check out light count because my phone, I think, is going to overheat. So I may have to do something.
I can check for you.
But we hope you're enjoying this conversation. We did decide before the program, and this is something that I'm announcing actually now live on the air, that if we crossed 40 likes, Caden Lee would live. If we've crossed it, don't take your like away. Right, Buster? We want to be straight. We want to stress that.
We crossed it. We're at 47.
Please don't take the like off.
3 more to 50, guys.
Yeah, he's in the clear now. It's a matter of peak, isn't it, rather than final number.
Yeah.
So you've already saved him, unfortunately. I didn't want to tell you earlier because I knew none of you would like the video.
Oh, no.
We appreciate you. Nasha sent a super chat and said, something I noticed as I watched Dragon Gate is how much AEW and maybe WWE could benefit from doing unit disbands multi-mans. I think if Death's Door was a unit disbands match, it would have better stakes. I love this super chat. This is for anyone who's seen any of these matches, they can actually be really dramatic and like sincerely cinematic. The idea of Death Riders going into battle in a unit disbands match, that would have real punch as a TV. I like this idea a lot. Actually.
That's actually really cool. I've never even thought of that. That's awesome.
They certainly have enough factions for it. But the issue would be,
on the other side of it, fucking Don Cal's family, that would get some like crazy heat.
Oh,
That'd
I'd
be
fly
fucking
out.
awesome. Yeah.
Please
That'd be
God.
awesome.
Yeah.
The punishment is the
Like,
people that have to stay in the group.
Legitimately, like, I would be like kayfabe invested in something.
Conglomeration versus DCF would be like people on both sides. Be like, please, I'll give anything.
Mhm.
Jump in the row.
Yeah.
Some people would go like, "Can we get a draw, please?" And they both have to
Yeah.
disband. War
The
games.
issue would be like after a couple of years, Tony would be mad at one of the groups he split up, and he'd be like, "This year, the premier athletes enter Death Store. It's a battle, you know." Like, wonder who's losing. Yeah, I like that a lot,
awesome.
Nasher. I like that a lot. Thank you for the super chat. Yes, Donnie.
I will just make one more quick point about the World Championship changes, because I actually, this will pop. I got some shit for posting a picture of Kenny and Punk as world champions and being happy about it. I got labeled an Enjoy All Wrestling freak.
Oh, you got owned, sadly.
I did get owned. I will just say, yeah, man, it's cool that two of my favorite wrestlers are world champions at the same time. That shit's cool, and I think more importantly than my personal opinion on anything, I think it's just cool that. Because they're used to, and we mentioned this a lot, but like wrestling was not this way years and years ago, where guys at this age were not getting the opportunities to still be this good in this age group, and be at the top and still be beloved enough to where fans are like, dude, like I know friends of mine that legitimately like cry because Kenny won the belt, and like shit like that's cool, dude.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I think. It's an example of wrestling's eternity in that way. People kind of live forever in the hearts and minds.
I don't think it's enjoyable wrestling if you just enjoy those two wrestlers. That's a different thing. Okay, we're going to transition here to something else. Buster, of the other things that you watched, what would you like to talk about next while I go and put my phone outside of this office?
I'll talk about Suzu and Utami.
Do it. All right, go for it. I'll be back in a second, guys.
I like this match a lot, to be honest. I wasn't going in the most optimistic because the last time I was like consistently watching Stardom was early 2025, and that was still kind of the point where their crowds were bad. I was just straight up.
Yeah,
like,
to be nice
really bad.
about it. Yeah.
So to hear this atmosphere at a Stardom show was like really fucking cool, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this was an outlier because they were at Korakuen. I have no idea. Someone can educate me in the chat, or Donnie, if you know. I don't know. I have no idea.
Where they were?
I don't know if like is the crowd usually this loud at Stardom shows now?
Not as loud as it was for this match in my experience. watching stuff
Korakuen's-
this year.
Yeah, I
Korakuen's
didn't know if it was.
different,
I don't know if it's an outlier because it's Korakuen or not. But
Not sure,
it was
yeah.
really nice to hear an atmosphere like this for a Stardom show. It's been a while. It feels like at least. And I mentioned this to Joe a couple of days ago. Utami, this is the best I've seen her since like 2023. She's super quick. Her work is so much better since the last time I watched her. Which, I mean, to be fair, was in Marigold, where dreams go to die. So, like, fair. But, yeah, it was a really, really good fucking match. I haven't watched Suzu in a while, too. She's still just as good as I remembered.
Yeah.
The finish to this match is fucking sick. The triple Germans
Yeah.
were like, Suzu revert. I forgot what Utami does, but she tries to reverse one of the Germans, and Suzu reverses the reverse. It's fucking sick, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good. I like this match a lot.
I'm not an expert, but when I watched this, in my limited experience, this felt like a real return to like simplicity for a Stardom main event, which it still had a couple of things that I consider as part of like the official Stardom main event checklist, but in recent times, their matches have become a lot more, kind of set piecey, I would say, with Sire and such. And I know Sire was a big star, so I don't mean that as a criticism even. It's just, as we've discussed before a million times, it's not really our thing, right? This felt like just an old school slugfest. To
Yeah,
me.
they were just beating the fuck out of each other.
Suzu kind of, like, it's interesting. She's kind of like a bully. But in this match, she gets to kind of be the hammer and the nail, because at times she's on the cell more than you'd expect. And I thought, I mean, obviously, your headline was Utami's back, but I thought Suzu Suzuki was like kind of the highlight for me. And she just wrestled with so much personality, I thought.
Yeah.
I really, really liked this match. I just thought it was just simple, straight ahead clobbering. I really, really liked it. Donnie, are you on the same page as us here, mate?
I liked it, but I do think I'm probably the low person on this match.
Beautiful. There you go.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
No, it was
Did you see what happened last night? By the way, just quick sidebar for anyone who didn't see the takeover going along. I was talking about how I did my list for Joe that Naylor asked about. And Manny does this big speech and goes, you have to just do your list.
I'm sorry. Please give me
wow.
the clip immediately. Go ahead. My bad.
No, you're good. He does this big speech about you just have to do it. It has to be your list, Joe. You can only speak to your taste, your preference. I'm like, thank you, Manny. And then I go, Necro match didn't make my 10. And he goes, oh, I mean, come on. Immediately he turned on me and then gave me loads of shit about my list. But Donnie, as you were saying.
No, so I did like this match, and I like the point that you guys both made in that it just felt like a real slugfest. And I thought that it was cool that both women got to take a turn playing bully for a bit, especially Utami early was really snuff and rugged, and Suzy kind of fought Suzuki. Sorry, it's been a long day. And she got to fight back at the end, and I thought the closing stretch was really good. I do think this match suffers more from the modern Joshi big match tropes that kind of, like the beginning sequence in particular is very like, you know, they do like the ducking matrix kicks and all that stuff. And the walk and brawl is something I'm very desensitized to these days. It doesn't really. That
was the checklist thing I rereferenced.
It happens. It happens so much now, and like it's not just Joshi. Like it literally happened. Like Max and Kenny did it. Like it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, if I just kind of go, do we really have? And then the referees all look stupid when they do it. That stuff kind of hurts it for me. But I do think that performance-wise, I thought both women were on the top of their games. I thought they were both very good. This is another one, kind of like Fletcher and Takeshita, where I kind of looked at it and I saw the things that I liked, and I went, there's a better match in here somewhere. Like, I think that maybe not, and I'm not saying like with more time or anything. I just think if they're able to sort of clean up a bit of the, like you said, Joe, the checklist stuff, and kind of just, because the meat and potatoes of this match is really good. The foundation is so strong in terms of just two women who are trying to reassert their status in Stardom, who are trying to prove their sort of place in the hierarchy, right? Especially Utami, who's just coming back. There's a grit and a fire and an intensity that you can really utilize story-wise within the match in terms of the striking. And I thought a lot of the coterie of suplexes and slams, especially from Utami late, were really, really sick. There's a base to this match that I think would make for something I'd enjoy more, even though I still think this match rounded out to being very good just off the back of how well these two work together. I just think there was some fluff there that kind of bloated it for me, but I still think both women did very well. So
I'm sorry, guys. I got distracted.
Sorry.
We have to update this Jake Hager situation. It's deeper than we realized.
Oh, no. How bad is it?
Well, it's bad, but more than that, he was knocked out by Mahabali Shera, who is a TNA and OVW legend.
What?
And I had no idea this was happening tonight.
Yeah, we would have done a grin along for this.
I do hope that the rest of the boys, when they see this on Instagram feeds, go, oh, yeah, terrible idea. Yeah, because Mahabali Shera, though, has triumphed this evening, so we do want to know that.
Buster. Good spine
Wish
buster.
I still had the breaking news video, because this really would be a great time for it.
Well,
oh, he's here!
Oh, my...
We need to use that more.
Huh?
We need to use that more.
So that's old. Can you see the logo on that?
Yeah,
That's really old.
Wow.
Star of Netflix is The Wrestlers. OVW legend and TNA Titan Mahabali Shera has toppled former WWE World Heavyweight Champion and JAS, as well as Inner Circle member Jake Hager, most famous for his role in the Anarchy in the Arena match in 2022. He has lost in round 3. Round 3, I want to note.
You know,
looks like it was a hell of a contest.
He started fucking gangbanging.
Huh?
Fucking Hager started gangbanging when he got knocked out.
He did. I do also feel it's worth asking this question after learning about this. Where the fuck does that air nowadays? Where is that?
No idea.
Yeah, wasn't that on telly at one point?
I mean, listen, guys, it's two big dumb fucks just slapping each other. It's pretty funny, no doubt. There was a clip of Ronda Rousey at one of the events. This dude just gets slapped, knocked out, and just fucking headbutts the thing in front of him. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my fucking life. I'm sorry. I can't help it. No idea where it airs. I just see it on TikTok every once in a while.
That was a long way you got back to that answer if you don't know. You just you said, I don't know, embrace the sport, put it over, and then went, I don't know. I don't know, like, it was on TV for a bit. It was on after Dynamite.
Hold on, I'll look it up.
Yeah, I don't know. Looks like it's free on YouTube. Oh, there you go.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Exclusively on Rumble. For and US viewers. And then also afterwards made freely available on the official Power Slot YouTube channel. I'll link it in the chat. I'm kidding.
Appreciate it. All right, there we go. Awesome match for Buster and I. Donnie only gave it just a very gutsy 1 3/4. That's life.
1 3/4.
The debates are going to roll on because
I'm sure
it's time to discuss the match that I picked out from the Orange Crush first produce show, which was a Jonathan Gresham deal, right? Really, correct. I do think it's important to stress because it's gone kind of under the radar because he just said he was going to do it and he has. Like, he really just had a stroke and just was like entirely fine and returned to being Jonathan Gresham. What an animal awesome. That guy is. Like, he said he was going to do it, and as everyone I think just kind of went, fair enough. Yes,
he's the octopus.
Yeah, right, exactly. Makes you think, really. But yeah, this was a show that, to be completely frank, and I hope the people that see this, that are involved in it, don't take this too personally. I'm just trying to be as honest as I can be. This is a show that felt like it had a lot of hype when I was seeing graphics, and then, unless I missed it, like just happened to absolutely no conversation whatsoever, which I do think is a reminder, a somewhat sobering reminder of where we currently stand in terms of the independent wrestling world. They had a lot of good talent on this show, right? It was on Monday night, Donnie, last week?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I heard there were some good matches. So, yeah. This was one I highlighted because I like Cowboy Way. I want to note that right here, right now. I like Cowboy Way. And they wrestled 2 wrestlers I like to differing levels, but I like them both. Tommy Billington, the Dynamite Kid, who's going to come up again in a second, and Adam Priest. I liked this match, and so did Donnie. And I'm going to start there. Donnie, what did you make? What did you make of this, mate?
I quite like this match a lot. I thought this, of the 3 matches I watched from this show, this was my favorite of the 3. I just thought it was really simple tag wrestling, and I thought Priest and Billington were great as kind of little shit heels and kind of fucking with the bigger guys and running around and trying to keep. It's a big cat and mouse game, honestly, and it made for when Shire gets the hot tag and him and Manders can kind of run wild and beat the shit out of him. Made it even better. Cowboy Way have been one of the few indie acts that I've gone out of my way to pay attention to this year. A combination of I've been familiar with Manders for a bit and just sort of the buzz from people I follow on Twitter, and they have not disappointed me yet this year. I thought they were great in this match, and it was just kind of cool to see because I thought the venue looked great. I believe they were at the Pioneer Works in Brooklyn, which I believe they're returning to in early August for the Rocky Romero produced show, which looks really good, and it felt really cool. This weirdly kind of felt like a true independent wrestling match. I don't really know what that means, but the way that the venue looked, Walker Stewart and Tom Lawler on commentary, the way that it was wrestled, I think this was only 12, 13 minutes too, and they managed to pack a lot into that. And so I just thought the match was an example of sometimes simplicity is best. You don't need to overcomplicate things. Stick to the basics, and if you're good enough at accentuating the basics, you can get a really good match out of anything. And I thought everybody involved did a great job. Manders and Priest are fucking awesome. Billington is good too. He hasn't wrestled a lot, so I don't really get to. And Shire's another guy who I haven't seen a ton of outside of Cowboy. I would like to do that.
You should watch his match from 2019 with Eddie Kingston.
I didn't even know they wrestled.
Eddie Kingston does a stop for his local, his home base territory.
Oh shit! I'm gonna circle that, dude. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. The video quality is terrible, but it's good. Really
That's
good.
Proper though.
Bust, you didn't like this as much as Donnie did.
No. This is the first time I've watched Cowboy Way together. I've watched Manders quite a bit. I thought it was a little boring, to be quite frank. I wish though that this was just Manders and Priest because their
That-
work is the stuff that actually popped out to me here together. I
like
just,
Shire's UFO spot.
it was fine. I don't know. I don't like the stuff that Donnie said where it was just like you don't have to do too much, and it was just kind of like
Right.
proper tag team indie wrestling. That's the reason I didn't really like it.
Yeah, because when we were talking about it, you described it to me as pedestrian.
Yeah.
And I don't actually know if I disagree with that descriptor, to be fair.
Yeah.
I thought Manders did a really good job as babyface in peril for a big man. And with love to Priest and Billington, who we like, they're not big fellas, right?
No.
Dude, I mean, fucking Manners took a couple bumps where I was like, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
This is fucking huge.
I thought he did a really good job of babyface in peril. I don't know if this... I get why they made it this match, because it popped visually, and it's like, it clearly worked on me, because I picked it out, right? But I don't know if it was the best matchmaking in that, like, they had to sell a lot for smaller guys. And I'm not trying to police it like it's 1984. I'm just saying, I think you'd see a better example of what Cowboy do if it was more of a straight-ahead shootout than this.
Yeah.
Because at the end, they do some back and forth. And even though it's, like, good stuff, it does feel a little bit off because of the way the dynamic, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked the match. I think... Again, I feel like I'm in the middle of you guys on this, but I think it could have a little bit more oomph. I don't think Billington's an actual heel. I think, in fact, he's just a babyface right now and should probably just stay that way. You know, I mean, obviously, this is a good place to learn, right, and get better.
Yeah.
Priest is a heel, isn't he? So that's the sort of issue with the team.
Yeah.
Much I like the team and pitched it for 2 years. That's the one issue with it.
I don't know. I wish Billington just had a little more of like a mean streak to him.
Yeah.
Because like he does have like a good snarl, you know?
He does.
He has like he can look like an asshole.
Yeah.
But then he just gets in there and it's like his work is just a little too pretty. And Priest's work is pretty, but it's like
He's got a little more edge.
There's a little
Yeah,
there's
a
a
little
little bit
more
of like a
oomph.
dirtiness to it. Like
Yeah.
he's like more of a prick.
Dirty white boy. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it. I think I definitely wanted it to like it more than I did. I'll concede on that front, Buster. Like I was definitely excited to watch it because I like Shire and Manders a lot. It's like I think Manders has been one of the best like unsigned guys for time now, to be honest.
He's really good.
Yeah,
I like
he's
him.
really good.
Shire has been like, until this tag team, as far as I could be wrong because I saw him years ago, but he's been mostly unheralded until this tag run. But I like Shire, and I like the idea of them a lot. I don't know if this match captured that idea. I guess would be the conclusion for Buster and I. It worked a lot more for Donnie.
They're wrestling Leon Slater on Sunday.
And
For anybody that's interested in that.
They are interesting. Was it Leon and Liam?
Yeah, I believe the Slater dojo at Ref Pro. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. All right. What you gonna say, Buster? I'm sorry.
It probably helped that Donnie's watched them. I know, Joe, you've watched them more as well, but
Yeah.
like this being my first look at them as a
Right.
tag team,
Mm.
probably not the best introduction.
Well,
Which
it's
is not
also
their fault.
hard. Right, exactly. And it's also hard, and this also isn't their fault, but it's like, if you're, if they're described to you as like the Miracle Violence connection,
Right.
and then the first time you see them, they're doing like back and forth, like pin saves with
Yeah.
Priest and Missy. It's difficult, isn't it? I
it
definitely
is,
get what you're saying. And I think it's important, like, as we do this more and more, I do think there can be a trend online a little bit, and I'm not talking about people that like write about wrestling, I'm just talking about just general posting of like the top wrestling matches in front of the big crowds, you like dissect them with fine tooth comb.
Yeah.
And because no one wants to punch down, it's lame. Wrestling that's just like indie wrestling or even stuff that's more obscure, there is a sense of like, just leave it be. Which is fine and I think makes sense, but when we're going to do a podcast, we should just say what we thought of it. I think that's only fair. So, I like the match. I definitely get both sides of that equation. This is going to be a quick one because there's not a lot to talk about this because it was just, it was a cute thing, but I wanted to say, we all talk about Tommy Billington. He got a pretty cool opportunity past week because Tiger Mask retirement, they did a deal which is very commonplace in Japan to do like the exhibition deal, right? So Tiger Mask retirement match, he had 2 exhibitions. One was with Tommy Billington, which obviously on the graphic it just read Dynamite Kid versus Tiger Mask. Like, don't need to explain there. And And then after that, Rocky Romero's Black Tiger sent him on his way with something that was a little bit more, it wasn't a babyface exhibition. It was Rocky Romero being a dick and giving Tiger Mask someone to beat on the way out, basically. This isn't something we need to do a half hour on because it was exactly what it was, said it was. It was a retirement exhibition deal to say goodbye to a guy who's, gotta be mid-50s. Has to be.
Yeah, I believe.
I feel like Tiger Mask was very, very old when I was watching him 10 years ago, and he was like a full-on dad then in New Japan.
Oof.
But,
dude, it's insane how long wrestlers just wrestle now. It's just like a thing. Just wrestle forever.
I always think the culture in Japan is different where, like, guys will... Because their role changes, it's easier for guys to just become, like, a guy who works six-man tags at 50, you know what I'm saying? It's just...
56.
56, yeah. So... these were not supposed to be classic matches, but Buster, I thought for what this was a cute thing at Korakuen Hall, and really cool thing for Billington to get to do, right? At his age, like pretty neat to want to see a piece of history.
When I saw it was the match, I was like,
yeah,
this is nice.
Yeah,
I'll watch this and I'll just have a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and go like shit. Yeah, I thought it was nice. There's not much more I have to say about it. I'm gonna be totally honest. It was a cool thing. I wasn't really that big a fan of this version of Tiger Mask.
Right. No, I'm
Good
not.
Match.
I think that's why it didn't get a ton of Western buzz. I don't know how much it's registered for a lot of like us perverts that watch this stuff.
Right.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to speak for other people, but like, I'm not surprised to say that. He did have a nice snap suplex on the floor, did Billington,
True.
which you could hear Korakuen go, hold up. Hopefully he does more. I would love to see him and Priest both work New Japan regularly, to be honest.
Yeah. I think
it's a good challenge for them both.
Yeah. That would kind of have to be like a fucking... I mean, not to do the whole thing where it's like, in Japan it's real, but they kind of have to like... At least Billington has to kind of show up there, it feels like.
Well, I just think as a junior tag...
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm with you. He'd have to be tight and sharp and stuff. But I always think it'd be a good challenge for Priest because I don't think he would be as natural a fit stylistically. So he would have to, like... Because some of his stuff's very Americana, isn't it? So he'd have to tinker with some of that stuff. Yeah. But Rocky Romero afterwards hit the ring, got some heat on Tiger Mask. They did the whole thing, and it was very cute. It was... Donnie, this is nothing grand or epic, but it was a nice thing to look at, wasn't it?
It's just one of those things you look at and go, that's fucking cool. And you watch it. It's literally, dude, legit, like combined, it's like 10, 11, unless you watch the whole retirement ceremony, which is also really nice. It's like 10, 11 minutes of your time. It's really cool. It's just nice how, seriously Japan takes wrestling retirements. It's very cool. And yeah, it's really cool that Tommy got to do that. And Rocky Romero getting the shit kicked out of him by an old man's always fun. So yeah, it's nice. Lovely.
Absolutely, it was. There's a couple things I want to note. Buster, don't worry, these weren't on our format, so I just want to just touch on them before we get to our main event.
Can do that.
Which
Let's go.
Naturally is Skye Blue.
Yes.
I watched Juice Robinson and Ace Austin versus the Grizzled Young Veterans at Ring of Honor's, the studio show they do.
Mm-hmm.
Is 11 minutes a long time in that environment? Like, there's a lot of heat for that setting, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm not someone who tries to be a runtime pervert, but I reckon they could have probably, tightened it up. However, for anyone who wonders when I talk about, I'll take all the heat on this, when I talk about how there is a difference between studio wrestling and wrestling that just happens to take place in a studio.
Yeah.
Juice Robinson in this match is a good person to watch because he totally adjusts what he does for the setting. He does this thing in the match, which was really clever. The match itself is fine. He starts like calling plays from the apron because it's so quiet, right?
Yeah.
So he basically does this thing that Caprice and Ian run with, where it implies that when he wrestles at Wembley Stadium, that's what he does. We can just hear it. So he kind of makes the vibe like a feature rather than a flaw. Like, for example, like they do a blind tag and he's like, Gibson's legal now. Gibson's legal. And Caprice goes, so you hear him. That's the veteran. He's calling stuff.
That's
and it's
awesome.
like, it's such a small thing. And I was stupid even highlighting it. But like, that is an example of someone who's been on TV, someone who's done, has been, he was in New Japan over 10 years ago now.
Yep.
Like, everyone else on those shows should look at that, and Eddie Kingston does similar things. That's a very small thing you can do to actually just embrace your environment. Don't wrestle like you're at O2 Arena, right? Change things up and get over in front of that crowd. And he engaged the people, and guess what? By the end of the match, they were with it, and they liked it, and they wanted to see Juice and Ace win. So I just wanted to highlight that because, I don't know, Donnie, you haven't seen him on Ring on the TV in a minute, right?
No, I think it's been like about a month and change, I think.
Right. But I don't know if you've seen Eddie wrestle there, but he does a similar thing where he
Yes, I have, yeah. He's very good at that, yeah.
Because he's worked small rooms, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
he's doing that now with the indie run he's on. He does that all the time.
Right, now, to be clear, I sympathize with...
like a young wrestler.
Yeah, I'm not a name. I sympathize with a young wrestler who is... Their vision for a Ring of Honor is, I need to show them that I can do TV and I want to get on Dynamite. Because it can look small room if like Zeta still goes out there and does that. Someone might go, oh, she doesn't get the. But I think you got to let them work the studio like it's a studio, bro. It's a small building.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
make advantage of the space.
Yeah, I mean, Ring of Honor is an interesting thing, and they have matches that are like I find to be intriguing. I just 2 hours of action bell to bell is challenging in that room for me personally. That's just me. Maybe I'm a fake fan. I don't know.
Yeah,
2 hours is a long time.
I don't have any real desire to watch it. I'm not gonna lie.
It has like, I want to say this week's TV legitimately had like 10 matches. Like it's a lot of wrestling.
How many people are actually there?
Oh, it's a Finn room. Finn
Very
house.
thin room.
Yeah, not a lot.
I do have two quick hits for things.
I have one too. You go.
Okay. So we talked a lot about TNA last week, and I think it's important. I think it's important to, if something good happens, I would like to highlight it. There's a 3-way tag match on last night's show. It was The System, The Righteous, Leon Slater, and Ricky Sosa. Fucking awesome use of 10 minutes. If you guys have it, it's free on you. They have the whole match on their YouTube. It's fucking awesome. The whole match is essentially just showing how cool Leon and Ricky are, and all the heels do a fucking awesome job. There's a spot at the end where the only two guys in the ring are Bear Bronson and Bobby D, and they do like a face-off, like nose to nose, and they just start throwing punches at each other, and it's the funniest. And the people actually rise for it too. It's fucking awesome. It's a great use of 10 minutes if you just want to see Leon Slater and Ricky Sosa fly around, and Brian Myers particularly was really great bumping around. So stuff like that is cool, dude, and that's the type of thing that TNA can really excel at if they just focus on guys like Slater and Sosa who have a lot of energy, and the crowds really like them, and so that stuff is cool. And the other thing was,
I'm gonna watch
Gabe
that. Quickly
Kidd
before you go on, because I actually do want to talk about that, and I have one to get to too. That's a great one to bring up because when people dunk on TNA, they always go to the vets. Like they've got these old fucking dude. I bet when you're watching Ricky Sosa out there, you're thinking it's really good. We have Brian Myers.
Dude, he fucking lands a drop kick, and fucking Myers is like doing an in and out bump on It's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, dude's bumping is fucking.
Yeah.
He's worked at a high level for a reason, isn't it? Like
that match, yeah.
What people get wrong is the issue with TNA was never having Brian Myers and Eric Young and Eddie Edwards and those good dudes around. It was having them work like in a bubble with each other. That was silly.
Yes.
Like they're there to help out those guys, and obviously to do their own thing. I'm not saying they have to just be player coaches. I'm just saying
that's
the
a
value
great
in
use
them.
for them.
Yes.
Yep.
Gabe Kidd.
Yeah.
Talk to me. I didn't see this.
So he worked Shota Umino in the match on Cage Match is officially listed at like 8.5 minutes. There's a little more because they do an entire walk-in brawl where Shota gets color before the match even starts. Yeah, Gabe legitimately like slaps the fucking shit out of him at the top of the arena, and he legit just starts gushing. It's not like an insane, but he starts bleeding a heavy amount. And I thought the match was like really good. And I'm not like the highest on Gabe Kidd. He there's a lot that he does that like the taunts and the mannerisms are a lot for me. And there's a lot of that in this match, but I thought this match really excelled in, simply put, it was Gabe Kidd beating the shit out of Shota Umino. And throughout the match, Umino really gaining sympathy with the crowd to where he would never make a full comeback, but he'd make like these little feinted comebacks where the people had just enough hope to where like, oh my God, he might be able to overcome this deficit, if you will. And I thought he gave a tremendous babyface performance where he not only gave you that hope, but you also felt the whole time like he can't do anything. He's already lost the battle. He's just delaying the inevitable. And Gabe, I thought, did a really good job of matching that. He was really mean. He was really rough. There's one exchange towards the very end where they literally just start slapping each other. Like really fucking hard. Like, they didn't pull anything. Like, you could just hear the sounds echo throughout. And Shota's slaps are considerably weaker than Gabe's, which I thought was a really nice touch because he'd been beaten so badly up until then. And I thought, honestly, dude, for 8 minutes, I thought they made a great use of it. And it was an example of, like, yes, Gabe can be a lot, and I don't really know how much his matches work for me, but if this setting, he really works. How he likes to approach wrestling really works in a setting like this, and I thought the match was really good. So if you have 8 minutes, hell yeah. Check it out.
We're going to continue the trend of people praising matches from people that they've consistently undercut on the air. I watched Nattie, used to be known as Natalia Buster,
Low-key
take
legend.
on Kendal, Gray. And I have to, in
Great match.
fairness, the low-key legend era of Nattie has been a very tough thing for me to deal with. This is not really my thing. There was a time where it felt like I was trying to be convinced it was going to be like an act on Raw, which was very strange. But I watched this because this felt like a good chance to see where Kendal Gray's at, because well, no matter how much fun you want to have, and we all can be silly about Natalia, she is obviously, Grizzled don't do it justice. She is a pro wrestler, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's great in this spot. We just talk about Myers and those guys. This is great for her, right? Like, this is a great role for her. I know that she probably wants to do more, and I get it. This is where she belongs right now, because she can help a lot. I like this match quite a bit. I think this match was considerably better than the Lola Vice match, to be honest. Which is not to say the Lola match was bad. I just thought this did a way better job of showcasing who Kendal is. She got to grapple. She got to mat wrestle. I saw that, you know, Dave was upset they didn't have more time. I actually think the runtime was like exactly what they needed, because they hit an abrupt finish that really landed, where it was like, oh, she hit with a move, rather than it being, you know, all these different intricate pieces. I would like to see, in an ideal world, these two would wrestle legitimately twice a week on the local NXT shows, the national NXT shows. They would work a few TV matches, and they would add to the match one piece at a time, which I'm sure Natalia could do in her sleep. The one note I have, and it's very clear I liked it, so I want to notice now. Kendal Gray's work is really pretty. Her offense is very, very smooth. There's room for a little bit of scrappiness to go with that smoothness. There's an emphasis on, like, being silky smooth and being pretty with it. She's the style of wrestler that I believe she's trying to be, or trying to portray or capture, is one that should be, like, smash mouth, aggressive. And so, like, when you watch her, the best thing to watch is when she does the ankle lock spot. The whole hold is your face. Now, let's be honest, Kurt and Ken Shamrock are extreme examples. So Ken would, like, fucking glitch out and shit. But it's your face. That's the hold. You can break her ankle, or you can not move it. It doesn't make a difference to me. I'm not in the hold. The hold is the facials. It's the fucking wrenching of the hold. She
doesn't really emote.
Right, and this is not a criticism really, because she's 2 years into her career. I'm just saying, I'm noting it because it stood out to me. It's like, when she's in the ankle lock, you can see her face, like, going into the next thing.
Right.
And it's like, I just think, for the style of wrestler she's trying to be, which is a mat-based wrestler, I think she needs to just have a little more struggle, which that will come with time. I mean, if that's something that stood out to me, I'm sure fucking Steve Carino and all those guys saw it. I'm sure they're not like oblivious, going, oh, thank God Holbert clued us in. Like, they know, I'm sure. So, it just stood out to me. I like the match. Oh, Nattie did a really good job, dude. Like, we had fun with Nattie, but that's a real example of her value. Still, all these years later, you can lean on her and go, okay, like, this is an experience for Kendal Gray, and it was a really good one. So,
yeah,
I wanted to call that out. I like that match. Okay. Skye Blue.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She headed to England for a match of Emersyn Jayne that was, and I say this with all love and sincerity because this just made my day, was legitimately framed and presented like it was a clash of deathmatch legends. Like, the announcers put this over as like, yeah, they were like, here are two women that they love to bleed, they love violence, they love weaponry. It was treated like it was Sabu versus Tommy Dreamer, which, to be fair, there is a legitimate direct Sabu tribute spot following the match, which blew my mind. This was Emersyn Jayne. Donnie, help me out. I think Emersyn got most notoriety for the Mercedes match.
Correct, yeah. Correct.
To be completely transparent, because I know I am British, and some may think I've seen this stuff. I don't really know what's going on in Brit wrestling anymore. So I didn't know Emersyn Jayne was like a death match person,
I didn't
or like a
either.
violent, because obviously that wasn't the Mercedes match. So that caught me off guard. I was not prepared for this to be like a full-on, let's just do one of those matches. It is fully that. Like, whether you like it or dislike it, and I've seen both extremes, it definitely has the vibe of like two wrestlers going, let's just do all those things that they do, you know, let's just do them all. I have a conclusion within that, but I'm intrigued, Buster. What did you make of this? Because I think there's a lot more to this than the match itself, which I'll elaborate on. But I want to go, what did you make of this trip to Eve you made here, mate?
I thought the match was good overall. That takes some fucking ridiculous bumps.
Yep.
It's the stuff between that isn't mold together,
right?
If you will.
Yeah.
But the bumps are so fucking ridiculous that like I didn't really care.
We're in the same place.
The Skye takes a fucking. There's like 5 different bumps where I was like, is that the one Holbert referenced when he said that she takes a bump? Then it's. I knew immediately that it was the steel steps one, but then the one on the side of the chairs is ridiculous. Yeah. And then even Emersyn, like when she gets thrown into the chair that's lodged in between the ropes, she doesn't hold. She just fucking headbutts it, bro. Yeah. It's awesome. I like it a lot. Again, like there's shit in between where I just go, okay, let's get to the next set piece. I almost said fellas, ladies. Let's do this. But they get there eventually. They also, dude, the moment on commentary where Brother Kazani goes, fucking Spirit of Eve! I fucking lost my mind. I don't even know what the fuck Spirit of Eve means, but...
So, I think it means no time limit.
Is that all it means?
Because remember he said, take the clock off.
He did.
Yeah, but all their matches have time limits.
No, but they took it off. Because it's Spirit of Eve.
I didn't know if there was more to it.
I thought there was too. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Also, I will say... Yeah, you referenced the show. The commentary is like a little goofy at times, but for an indie, I think it's fucking good.
I do too. It was very British, which I thought you might not like.
Super British. I had to get used to the, as I say, the language barrier at times. But they fucking, they put over both Emersyn and Skye like they're fucking, the second coming of Mr. Pogo. It's awesome. It's really, I like it.
This is the ultimate example of a match that, like, I would say is more awesome than good.
Yes.
In that, like, it definitely had the vibe of a hardcore, checklist. Like, we'll do skewers, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do... Like, it did feel like they were just, like, ticking stuff off as they went. Yeah. And to your point about, like, there wasn't a ton of connective tissue, to be honest. There were, including on that checklist, were parts where it was like, let's just do, like, a fighting spirit fucking, like...
Let's fucking do a Canadian Destroyer.
Right, exactly. Like, but you can...
Let's sit down in chairs.
It is one of those matches that makes you kind of go... But, like, it's pretty awesome, though, isn't it? I mean, like, the way that they're doing it with such... And to be honest, the atmosphere at the start's not actually that good. And by the end, they fucking love the match in this building. Like, it kind of is one of those matches... And I'm going to elaborate on this in a moment, Donnie, but it's kind of those matches where it kind of wins you over by just kind of... You can't help but just go, I'm with it. I'm into it. Yeah.
Legitimately the exact experience I had because I was watching it and I was kind of like, why is this even here? To be totally honest, like this feels like just another Sky Blue Dynamite match kind of thing. But they just kept going,
more and more. And
more,
and you kind of went,
all right,
I'm with
let's
it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Donnie, what did you think, mate?
Yeah, I'm gonna compare this to something I've been watching a lot of over the last week, and I've brought it up a lot on these shows. This felt like watching Jackass because it's a match where like you're watching these women do like skewers and steel step bumps and DVDs on the apron that legitimately hit the edge of the apron and the table won't break, and you just go, I would never do this myself because I'm a pussy, but I'm glad that there's other people willing to do it so I can be entertained by them doing it. It legit felt like, and I mean this in the nicest way possible because I thought the match was sick. It just felt like a stunt show. It just felt like two crazy people that just said, how fucking crazy can we get in like 15 minutes? Let's fucking go for it. And yeah, there's some stuff in there. God bless Sky Blue. She's sick. She loves the forearm exchange. It's every time. She does it like 3 times. It happens. They do the fucking sit down spot where they both sit down in chairs and it's that stuff. But like, I mean, I don't know, man. She put skewers in her head. Like, that's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Like, people, you don't just fucking put skewers in your head for fun. It's weird. Like, it's nutty. It's weird. Again, it's the type of match that, like, it's so cool that this happened on an indie show because it feels, again, like the spirit of you. It feels very independent. It feels like 2 women that just went out there completely detached from whatever else is going on in the show. And I watched some other stuff on the show that I thought was really bad. And it felt really detached from the show. It felt detached from especially everything that Skye's been doing on television. And I thought specifically watching her in this environment was really cool because it was like getting a chance to see the true Skye Blue. It felt like watching her blossom. Yeah. She needs to be a scrappy underdog babyface. This is what I've determined from this.
Frank sent a super chat and said, Skye's legit become a sick pro wrestler. She's someone who could really benefit from a Liv-esque arc to give the audience an attachment to her. So thank you, Frank. You gave me a great segue, as did Donnie. Appreciate you, Frank. Hope you're enjoying the grin. That is, to me, the story of the match more than the match. Skye Blue has had matches where she's bled. She's had matches where she's done crazy shit and bumped crazy. The biggest difference here that I do think, and I think the people at AEW clearly saw it because they stole one of the spots from this where she whips they did that on Wednesday.
Yeah, she beats up like the ringside area.
I think the people at AEW should really look at this because she looked so comfortable here and confident and natural. You couldn't help but contrast it to the promos where, with love and respect to Skye Blue, it looks like she is fighting for her life to play a character. And I want to be clear about this. I don't know. I actually get the sense the character she's currently doing is one she's like into because I think she likes that like as a movie character or whatever. Like, it doesn't. Some wrestlers are really great at playing characters. She's not a natural at it. She has more personality as just this kind of nutty gal from Chicago. And this match is the most personality I've ever seen her show. And in the post-match, it was overwhelming. Where, for anyone who didn't see it, so the finish of the match was going to be a code blue on the table, right? Was the finish. And he didn't break the table, but it was the finish. So Skye, in a full-on Sabu tribute, attempts to break the table multiple times, twice, I believe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. And then she said, I'm not doing this shit again.
The table doesn't break, and she's having fun with it. Like, she's being really playful with it. She's looking at the crowd, she's shrugging. And then she gets the mic, and she's like, blame these 2 dicks that built it, or whatever she said. Like, the 2 guys that she forced to build. So, in the middle of the match, she forced 2 ring crew guys to build the table for her. And then she blamed them for it not breaking. And it's like, you could actually see her, like, just fucking being a pro wrestler and, like, reacting on the fly and being loose. And to be honest, the match itself is good, but like that's the fucking story here. Like, she was a different person in this environment.
Dude, that promo she cut after the match was fucking awesome. She legitimately just felt like a hero. She's like, I love coming here. This is my type of wrestling. This is me. This is actually me. This is Skye fucking Blue. And dude, the people loved her by the end. They were just so happy to see her there. And it honestly, like, it was like you said, Joe, it was really overwhelming because it felt like completely away from their soil. It felt like a new star had just blossomed in the AW ranks before our eyes. Like, it's cool, dude. Like, there's something here. Like, she has something to tap into.
I don't think that it's something that's like difficult to translate to TV at all.
No,
I don't have this. Just let her have this match.
Right, and like I definitely get she can't have this match every time, right?
For sure.
But like,
she can be a scrappy underdog.
I guess what I would say is this. I think Skye's going to work there as long as she wants to work there because Skye is good, dude. She's good. She has been
legitimately good.
Like, I like Julia Hart a lot. Skye has had to do a lot of heavy lifting in that team, with respect and love. And I think if Julia Hart was on the stream job, which would be very strange, I don't think she would be offended by that. If she was, Julia, I'm sorry. But she's done a really good job, and she'll have that role as long as she wants it. She can be a heel faction lady who bumps hard and works hard. How old is Skye Blue now, guys? She can't be. I mean, she's got to be in her 20s. She has to be.
Yeah,
she has to be in her 20s.
I'll check.
Yeah. She's like, I feel like she's still a baby by wrestling terms.
She's 26.
Oh my
26,
god,
okay.
dude. Jesus.
I guess with our minimal platform, I would just like to say, I really hope she's not pigeonholed and she's not seen as like, we found a spot for her, she's good. Because while that is true, I'm not saying she's going to be Toni Storm. I'm not saying she's going to be Mercedes Moné. There is a niche for her.
Mm-hmm.
There's something to her.
There's room for like
Road Dogg once said, yeah.
I think there's room for her to be a really cool story in AEW where it's like she legitimately did start as like a
from the bottom.
Yeah,
legit,
the absolute bottom,
and
she
like if you push her strong, there's going to be stumbling blocks because I don't think any of us claiming she's like perfect or has every tool.
No,
I just think sometimes, and this is an AEW thing, a WWE thing, it's a wrestling thing. With these big rosters, people will just get put in, you're there, right? And if that's a veteran, that's great, because a veteran often, they know what the role they need to play, and that's fine, right? Skye Blue, there's worth experimenting.
Mm-hmm.
Because who knows? She may only have that in her as a TV wrestler, maybe. Maybe she's never going to be able to do what she did here on TV as far as her personality. But I just think it's worth trying because I think there's a version of Skye that is like an actual pretty big star for you, to be honest.
Yeah.
This version of her, I think, would have a crazy following.
And dude, you need that difference in personality in the video. If everybody on the shows is the exact same, it's fucking boring. You need that variety. And she's like, she can be so different to everyone else on the show. She can literally have her own section. It can be really cool.
And this, Colt brings it up, the Tekla thing, to me, is just screaming out for it. I mean, Tekla's nutty. She'll get crazy with it on the mic and in the ring.
They could have a sick street fight, dude. Like a sick street fight.
Yeah.
I wish would be like they'd have to actually build quite a while to this, but like just find somebody on your roster that is like really fucking good. Get Athena on your roster.
Queen Aminata.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. And just have them have a title reign that is like kind of long, where they just beat a lot of people. And they just have Skye fucking slay the beast in a crazy hardcore match. Like that, to me, is such an easy concept that like
you could try it with the TBS strap if you want.
It's not hard.
They have the talent, dude. The problem's never been the talent. Like we've said it a bunch of times. It's how they handle it. But the talent is right there if they want to utilize it.
I agree. I am sympathetic in the sense that I do think, because we need to be clear about this, and I think anyone who's watching is aware of it, it's worth stressing. Like, it's very obvious they like her a lot.
Of course, yes.
So like, it isn't a case of Skye being like this hidden gem. They like her a lot. I think it's more a case of us just saying, don't give up yet on the idea that she might be more than she's been so far. And hopefully someone there is watching this going, these fucking idiots don't realize we have the next 6 months of TV planned. She's about to turn on Tekla. She's going to have a death match with her at Full Gear. I just hope, that in a year, we aren't going, do you remember when Skye bled in that blood and guts match?
Yes.
Because to be quite frank, it's been 8 months. And it feels like we're dangerously close to going, do you remember when Skye bled in that blood and guts? Cool. You know what I mean? So, just, it feels notable. And I know this is a different type of segment for the show, but to me, I like reviewing matches, and we did a lot of that tonight, but the stories beyond that is interesting to me at this point in my, like, what does it mean? I think it's something we all ask ourselves as wrestling fans because we're insane of like, you watch a match, you go, I suppose it's good. What does it mean?
What can it be? It can be more.
Yeah. You've watched too much wrestling when you start going, good match. What does that mean?
Yeah.
And I've been there for a long time, and so I want to shout Emersyn Jayne because I know we focus on Skye Blue, but she's
very good.
A rough rider and then some, and did a hell of a job. I just thought it was a more interesting segment to look at it more from that perspective because I think she showed a lot of personality in her. I think, she finally hit a fucking code blue. Finally. Dude, she hit a beauty. Emersyn Jayne took a great.
It was fucking awesome, dude. Yeah.
That's a move that's all on the bump because the bump can sometimes, okay, so we're going to wrap this show up. We hope you enjoyed this,
quick
folks.
Note.
Yes, please.
Credit to Eve, by the way. One of the few promotions in the world that actually use Grin. Good stuff, guys.
Yeah, excellent point. Excellent point.
I have a
Global
quick
Force
segment.
Wrestling erasure, but yes, Donnie?
No, I was going to say this is a quick hits that I've just thought of this right now looking at my phone. Matches to look forward to, folks. It's a big weekend. I just want to update her. Quick matches for everyone. Claudio Castagnoli's wrestling Blue Panther tonight. You're interested in that. This on the 12th after you're done watching Power Play, you can Sendai Girls would have already happened by then, but there's 3 big matches to highlight. Senka's wrestling Spike again, 2 of the top rising stars in Joshi wrestling. That's big. Vanny is wrestling Chihiro Hashimoto in the main event of that show. That's a big fucking deal. And Sayadi is wrestling Wainami. Big fucking deal. So that's 3 big matches for Sendai Girls. And then I already mentioned that Cowboy is wrestling Slater Dojo on Rev Pro. And this one's for the MLW fans out there. My friend went to the center stage tapings, or was he in Atlanta, whatever, and he said that Titan and Magnus had like one of the best matches he's ever seen live, and that's airing tomorrow on Fusion. There you go.
I do actually want to know, you mentioned Sendai. We intended to do a Grin along for that. We cannot because Khalid he's not home.
No, he's out of town, yeah.
Yeah. We actually fully planned on doing it. He was bummed out about that. So we will do a Sendai Go show at some point, but in the meantime, I think Donnie will probably catch it in some form or fashion. He'll get some kind of talk on here. But final thing. Matches. If someone didn't see any of the stuff we talked about tonight, Buster, what 3 would you say prioritize these 3 above the rest?
Suzu and Utami.
Yep.
Sky Blue and Emersyn, Jayne, and then Sami and Punk. Oh, well, no, sorry.
Kenny and Max.
Yeah, I forgot we talked about that.
Yeah, you're good, because it felt like we were doing more like a different segment than I understand.
Yeah.
Donnie?
Punk and Sami, Kenny and Max, and Sky Blue and Emersyn, Jayne.
Kenny, Max, Sky Blue and Emersyn, Jayne, and give me Suzu and Utami. Yeah, I'll have that one too. Good shit, fellas. This was fun. This was very, very fun.
Grin is
tomorrow,
back.
We're back live and free tomorrow because it's Saturday Night Graps. There's also, I don't think we're doing MLW because football on. Rare case, I will say football on. England playing.
World Cup on even.
I'm coming in here after that we're going to start with, so at 8, I believe Collision and New Japan start.
Yeah.
So that will be tomorrow.
That's a big show. G1, folks. G1.
Is there anything big on the AAA, Donald?
No, they've only just announced Grande's doing a segment. It's live this week, so Grande's doing a segment, and there's a 3-way with Dragon Lee, Jack Cartwheel, and Mini Vikingo.
They should, if anyone's watching, give me a... let's get Bailey to Mexico. She can work a match, right? We do that.
Dude,
be a nice nightcap tomorrow. I'm starting to fear that I was looking at the card earlier of that G1 and I went, will I like this? I don't know.
I was gonna say, like, I have the card.
It looks like good, but I don't know if it's good in my particular avenue.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, I'm looking at these matches, like Takeshita and Yodosuji will probably be good.
They had a really good one at the Dome.
Yeah, Oleg and Ore should be like really good.
Yeah.
Newman's hurt, which worries me for the Yuya match and worries me for him long term. Please be careful. ZSJ's wrestling Shota, I believe, tomorrow too, which, like, in the form Shota's in, that should probably be very good. And
yeah, they've had way better matches since the Dome.
For some reason, Airwolf and Hanare pops me. I don't know how good that'll be, but that pops me.
It's a pretty good lineup, to be fair, isn't it?
It's just a weird lineup too, yeah. But it's,
I just think it's just, yeah.
I'll see what happens.
Hopefully the crowd. I don't, and it's a Jesus Christ. It's a. I'm not. I don't want to be the ticket sales. I hope that the crowd is good tomorrow in Chicago. Yeah.
Because you know for a fact the production ain't gonna be, so you have to be extra loud for us to fucking hear them.
So I will never forget. I went to that fucking Lone Star Shootout show a few years ago, and these fuckers. I had a tension headache going in, and the mic for the ring announcer was so goddamn loud. I was having hallucinations, bro.
Hallucinations.
It was so bad. Fix your shit.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. I do think we're also all trying to. I think we're all slightly adjusting to just a G1 lineup where there's no Tanahashi is so weird, bro.
How weird is that, dude? I looked at the lineup and I was like, "Where's Tanahashi?" And then I remember, oh yeah, he retired. Still the best match of the year.
I think so. Yeah.
It's not gonna get beat, but it's just cool to mention every now and again.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Anything's possible, you know. They still haven't run JC and Alexa, you know what I'm saying?
They did.
It could happen any moment, Buster, right? They didn't do it as a singles, right?
I mean, they did the house show deal for like a minute.
Bro, come on. I mean,
no, I'm just saying, but that was a big deal that it happened.
It was a huge deal. It was never. But I can't register. Even if it was a fire, I can't register it as such. It was a fan cam.
Speaking of fan cams, Buster, Collision's back. Do you see where they're running on the house shows this weekend? It's back, bro.
What happened?
They're running on the house shows this weekend. Punk and Cody against Gunther and Ricky Collision is back, bro.
Good for Ricky,
Thanks.
Yeah, Ricky Starks. Yeah.
Wow.
That is going to be glorious fan cam footage.
I haven't watched him in quite a while. So
dude. He's exactly the same. If you liked him before, you'd still like him. If you didn't before, you won't like him. His act is like... I would argue it's too similar because they changed his name. I think when you change your name, you have to like reboot it a little bit.
Yeah.
He's literally Ricky Starks with just Saints. And I kind of went, could have just been Ricky Starks in that case, really. Like he even has like a revolution thing in his entrance, like where he says it at the start. I think
this
is
the revolution.
Yeah, it's exactly the same act. Back in the olden days, that would be big for Rick. He would get the fucking main event house show payoff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
baby.
This is big, bro. Somebody record those in Albuquerque, New Mexico, or wherever.
But this was awesome. Tomorrow, Saturday Night Grab. Sunday, Donnie, we got Power Play, bro. I told the people.
Oh, dude, we're back. Myself, Joe, Laws. We're going to see the Macho Man Randy Savage in Memphis. I went back and I watched some of the footage that we had watched on the first trip, and I was just reminded of how fucking nuts he is. And I was talking to Laws yesterday, and he said that it's only going to get more ridiculous. I don't know how. There's only one way to find out. That's Sunday. And then next Friday, 15 years, Money in the Bank 2011. My favorite match of all time took place on July 17, 2011. Road game Cena, home game Punk. And that show, honestly, that show's really fucking good in general. I remember listening to an Observer review where he called it like one of the best WWE shows he'd ever seen in his life, which Dave probably says that about a lot of things now, especially Pat Patterson house show matches. But yeah, join us for that. It's a big week. What a time, dude. What a fucking time.
Next week, the flagship will be that. As we mentioned, there will still be special shows such as that. Like, for example, the way it's currently worked out is that'll be next week. The week after that, we'll return to a format like this. Maybe with a slightly different lineup, we'll see. And then the week after that, we're going to do squad selection, which I'm going to sneeze, bust to be a channel.
Hey guys, I have a channel where I talk about video games. I uploaded a video today talking about the recent happenings of PlayStation and Xbox and their terrible summers. You should go check that out. Link is in the chat. Thank you.
And Joe, before we go,
Yo.
You took a trip back to Full Sail for the summer, right? You should remind the people about that just in case.
Yeah, I'm going to remind them very briefly because I think we're going to have a while because I think we're going to really try and nail this edit. But
okay,
I recorded with Dax on Thursday. We talked for about half an hour about the Full Sail days, about, oh my God, all sorts, about putting together a 2 out of 3 Falls match, about wrestling the American Alpha for a year on house shows, about how it felt to see the main roster call-ups, see Bailey and Alexa going up and people like that. And Dax is... Listen, I don't. He probably wouldn't want me to say this, but that dude has been so nice to this platform.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that only because, again, I'm sure he would, if he saw this, he would cringe, but I know he gets a lot of shit, and I'm not saying anyone needs to love him, but, like, legitimately has gone above and beyond to assist this platform to the point that I feel bad when it's like it's something as niche as a fucking deep dive into an episode of NXT TV that's going to start with a picture of me eating chicken wings. Like, this is I have to stress this ain't the Tokyo tape, which I do consider, and it's maybe my ego talking, but I actually do think it's a pretty cool like document historically. I think it's actually saying that as relevance when people see it eventually. This ain't that, bro. There's no historical value to this beyond this is a personal thing because it means something to me.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes half an hour and talks about all sorts of things, and he tells a Finn Balor story that is just outstanding.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It gets pretty introspective, it gets pretty heavy at times, it gets pretty cute. It's going to be very, very fun. It'll be some point later this month, as will the redraft, which we've already taped and was awesome. It's just, we have a bunch of stuff in the can. It's just a matter of getting everything edited, and we don't want to rush stuff, right? It's like, we want it to be good. So, like, we're going to miss anniversaries and shit. Like, I don't know if we're going to get drafted out in time, but, or the Alexa and Bailey stuff might be late, but, like, we'll get it done and it'll be good, which is the most important thing to us. So, that is the priority. It was also a priority that we made this show good, which I think over the last 2 Fridays we've done a good job of returning the Grin to its roots, some wrestling chat. So I've really enjoyed this first. I appreciate this lineup we've had running here the last couple of weeks. It's been fun. Oh, yeah. We'll mix and match some, right? But we'll always come back to this with pretty good regularity because I think it works well. We hope you've enjoyed this. Folks, if you can do me one last favor, yes, like the stream went good stuff, have a great weekend, all that good stuff. When we're done here, if you can tell us your favorite match of the ones we discussed, that would be wonderful. And don't feel bad. If it's just Kenny and Max, comment it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's probably the fair pick.
Yeah.
In fact, the more I
Yeah,
think about it,
that's-
it's like.
And throw in a suggestion if you want to just suggest us a match. Just throw a match that you like from the week.
It helps us
Anything.
out. It does us a favor on a beautiful Friday night. So we appreciate you all. Support Buster's channel. Lock in for Power Play on Sunday. We'll see you for Saturday Night Graps tomorrow. Comment your favorite match of the ones we discussed tonight. Keep grinning. All hell. Enjoy this outro. Good.